The following is an exclusive presentation of Turner Sports. In 1998, cable television's exclusive host for the 18th Olympic Winter Games from Nagano, Japan, and the 4th Goodwill Games from New York.
And now the latest on Penny Hardaway. The news there is not good either. Penny has been put on the injured list again.
Tough news for the Orlando Magic.
Hardaway will be out for 8 to 10 more weeks after having his left knee scoped to repair a small cartilage tear.
But this same surgery on the same knee kept him out of 23 games last year. A note, the Magic...
The growing list of dream team talent whose superior skills have been shelved for much of the season added the name Penny Hardaway in early December. Not long after, misfortune struck the Knicks.
Our other top story tonight, it is bad news for Knicks fans. Star center Patrick Ewing is out for the season after injuring a wrist last night in Milwaukee.
Say goodbye to Patrick Ewing, the Knicks star, out for the season. At 35 years old, his career must now be considered in jeopardy. Doctors say there is no chance Ewing can return even for the postseason.
For the Knicks and Magic, the burdens of basketball now rest on the shoulders of different soldiers. They will help determine the ultimate decision in the Atlantic Division. And with the headliners out, who will step up tonight as we welcome you to Orlando and the Orlando Arena, where tonight two teams facing injury problems go at it for the first time this year. It's the New York Knicks against the Orlando Magic. The Magic 2.5 behind the Heat in the Atlantic. The Knicks right behind, tied with New Jersey. But consider this, in the Eastern Conference, the Knicks and Nets are tied for the 8th and final spot in what would be the playoff battle. And that is the problem that the New York Knicks face. As we welcome you to Orlando, I'm Dick Stockton along with Hubie Brown. And the Knicks earlier this year had hoped to contend for a title this year. Instead, they may be contending for a final playoff berth. They weren't setting the league on fire when Patrick Ewing was healthy. They're certainly not now. And Jeff Van Gundy has a barrel full of problems now, Hubie.
Oh, absolutely, Dick. In the last 10 games, the team is 5-5. Now, the pressure is on Larry Johnson and Buck Williams to establish an inside game. You cannot win consistently in this league without a power play. The perimeter people, everyone says, go to more movement. Well, that's fine. But Houston, Starks, Mills, and Childs are all shooting under 43%. They've got to hit the open shot and get on the foul line. The heart and soul of this team, they're 16-12. Why? Because of their defense. They're in the top 3, fewest points against, field goal percentage against, and three-point shooting against. Dick, the pressure is on them to keep up the aggressiveness.
And, of course, the Magic also have problems without key men out. You know, Penny Hardaway is out, so is Nick Anderson and Derek Strong. This is a short-handed team, to be sure, and they've been inconsistent. So how do you see the game from their standpoint tonight?
Well, the way to look at it is where will the points come from? Anytime that you eliminate 3 players of your top 7 rotation, you're dealing with 36 points here. That's 40% of your production. So the big keys for them tonight will be, can the front line stay out of foul trouble? That means Cycli, Outlaw, Grant. They need 40 minutes from these people and production. Cycli must establish a low post game so that the perimeter shooting of Grant, Harper, and Price will be there. You need offensive reboundings. The reason, they are a very poor shooting team. And then bench production. They call these guys the Hounds. Well, they're going to need the Hounds tonight because they're the ones that get them the fast break transition points.
It's a great nickname for a bench. Coming up, the Magic and the Knicks. Craig Sager is also with us, and the tip-off coming up shortly here at the Orlando Arena.
Change is in the wind. Change so sweeping, you might not even recognize us. Created for years of worry-free driving and protected by a warranty package that's one of the most comprehensive in the industry. Is this a new car company? No. It's a whole new Hyundai.
So guys, what do we want to do this weekend?
Let's go to the beach.
It happened at 10 till 6 on a Tuesday night, just before the steamed carrots were served.
Guys, it's important. Shh.
Yes, this is Louisa. What are you saying?
A phone call she would always remember.
We got the house. We got the house.
For a free guide to help you on the path to homeownership, call the Fannie Mae Foundation. We're showing America a new way home.
You need an agent, all right. A theatrical agent. Ready? That hat. Hey, what's on? He's on. Watch that Ready? Hey! Oh, how much for that move? Yeah! A shoe contract? You got man, good man. Get the train. Season's over.
Life's a trip, and it takes money to get where you're going. That's what mutual funds are for. At Janus, making money means looking for breaks nobody else saw coming, jumping on and riding them in. No matter what the market's doing, there are great companies to invest in. Janus finds them, so you can get there. Janus no-load mutual funds.
All right, it's our final telecast of 1997. The Knicks and the Magic, moments away on TNT. Ernie Johnson and Cheryl Miller in our Atlanta studio to bring the TNT curtain down on 97. We'll break out the party hats shortly. It's a 12-game night around the NBA. One of those games, the Bulls and the Timberwolves, tipping in just a couple of minutes, and it should be a record-breaking night for Michael Jordan. All he's got to do is score at least 10 points, as he's done in the last 787 games, and he'll have the record for consecutive games of double-digit scoring. He and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar share that mark right now. Cheryl, it's as if the Bulls have said to the rest of the league, you've had your fun, guys. We've got the #1 record in the Eastern Conference, and Scotty's coming back.
Oh, Ernie, it was only a matter of time. When I spoke to Phil Jackson before the season started, he said, look, Cheryl, we are definitely going to struggle early without Scottie Pippen. That certainly was the case in November. But December has been a different story. Michael Jordan has been sensational. Dennis Rodman has been an absolute maniac on the boards. And Tony Kukoc, who started slowly, is now stroking the J with a lot of confidence. And you know, Ernie, about that old saying about what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Certainly, teams in the East had the opportunity to bury the Bulls. They didn't. This is a much stronger Chicago game.
MJ, 88 points in the last 2 games. Rodman, 56 rebounds in the last 2 games. Those are impressive numbers. We have time for a quick highlight from the league tonight. Busy night in Indiana right now. Chris Mullin, who you don't see in the picture right now because he's kind of hanging around outside the arc. Oh, there you are. He hit 3 of those things in the first half at 15 points. He averages 12 a game. Pacers are beating the Nets 51-48. Dale Davis, Indiana's leading rebounder, has left that game with a left ankle sprain. He will not return. Cheryl and I are going to be back at halftime. You'll hear from Rasheed Wallace, reunited Christmas Eve with his son. But straight ahead, we'll send you back to Orlando. There's John Starks. He and the Knicks squaring off with the old reliable Derek Harper and the Magic. Enjoy it, folks.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. From our family to yours, we wish you a very safe and happy holiday season.
Change is in the wind. A change so sweeping, you might not even recognize us. Created for years of worry-free driving and protected by a warranty package that's one of the most comprehensive in the industry. Is this a new car company? No. It's a whole new Hyundai.
Think you're getting the best shave? Take the Sensor XL Challenge. We bet you can't find a closer, safer shave than Sensor XL. No other razor has Sensor XL soft microfins for extra protection and self-adjusting blades for extra closeness. Take the Sensor XL Challenge. Once you experience the safest way to the closest shave, we bet you won't go back. Gillette Sensor XL.
They come from all over for the most agonizing test of endurance motorsports has to offer. The heavyweight championship of off-road racing, the legendary Baja 1000. Mile after mile of unforgiving terrain that can send even the toughest truck to an early grave, which means it can really be murder on a battery. That's why more drivers who tackle the Baja rely on the Duralast battery than any other. The same Duralast we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery, power you can depend on.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, who reminds you fresh beer tastes better. By Hyundai, where driving is believing. Test drive one at your local Hyundai dealer today. By Nike, who encourages you to participate in the lives of America's youth. And by AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
And welcome back to Orlando and the starting lineups. The Knicks losers to Toronto at home. The first time ever they lost to the Raptors. We'll have a starting lineup of Allen Houston and Charlie Ward in the backcourt. And up front, it's going to be Larry Johnson, Charles Oakley, the forwards, and Buck Williams, the third center in as many games to start for the Knicks. For the Orlando Magic, who snapped a 5-game losing streak with a win against Charlotte on Saturday, it'll be Derek Harper and Mark Price at guard, Bo Outlaw, Ronnie Cycli, and Horace Grant up front. And right now, let's send it over to Craig Sager.
Well, thank you, Dick. Derek Harper in the starting lineup tonight is one of only 2 players in the history of the NBA with 15,000 points, 6,000 assists, and 1,800 steals. Isaiah Thomas the other. Both have been coached by Chuck Daly. And while Thomas had tremendous talent and also the mental toughness to match, it is the work ethic and the unbelievable desire that have survived 15 seasons with Derek Harper. Displayed again this afternoon as he and fellow Gerald Wilkins took the extra time after the normal shoot-around.
I don't think young guys work as much on their game as, say, older guys, and I don't think they understand the value, really, of staying after and really putting the time in. A lot of young guys really feel like they're at the top of their games. As a veteran player, we sort of have to stick around and do the little things to be consistent. It's the one thing that's gonna assure you that you're ready to play. It's putting in the extra work and the extra time.
And Derek Harper, the 15-year veteran from Illinois, who has also played with the New York Knicks. Turnover by the Orlando Magic and their first possession.
Big thing you have to do here is get the Knicks out of their set offense.
Ward for 3. Charlie Ward, who is coming into the game 4th in the NBA and 3-point field goal percentage, gives the Knicks the early lead. Mark Price lost control of it. So the Magic turn it over the first 2 times they get the ball.
Well, the Knicks will push the ball this year. They look to get it down the floor as quick as possible.
Harper gets it back on a Knick turnover.
When Charlie Ward came into this league, Dick, everyone questioned his shot. The guy's shooting 47% in threes. Not bad.
Seems to be doing everything right, although in New York, people are crying for Chris Childs to get back in the starting lineup. Mark Price with the jump shot. Jeff Van Gundy says he's going to stay with Ward because Ward has done the job at point guard to start.
Well, he's made the outside shot and he's distributed the basketball and he's doing an adequate job defensively. At the other end, they need Mark Price and Ronnie Cycli to have big games here tonight.
And there's Allen Houston missing his first shot, and Outlaw gets the rebound. And you're right, Hubie, scoring is going to be paramount for both teams tonight.
Well, neither team we would refer to as quick. They push the ball, but they lope. No blazing quickness.
Horace Grant open after the screen and roll was wide open, and Horace Grant, who was out of action, missing 6 games with a strained calf, came back earlier this month. Here is Williams on the feed from Charlie Ward, and the turnover assist ratio is very impressive with Charlie Ward this year.
Well, that was a beautiful read by Buck Williams. His man left him to go and trap, and he went right to the front of the rim. The pass was delivered.
Buck Williams starting at center, making his 2nd start of the year at that position. Harper hits from 3-point range, so each team has gone deep.
Derek Harper said, I like this 2-guard position. All these other years in the league, I had to distribute the ball. Now I just run my offense and shoot whenever I catch.
Here is Larry Johnson, guarded by Horace Grant. Johnson with a miss, and Buck Williams gets the offensive rebound. Oakley and the Knicks Other than Ward, not effective from the perimeter in the opening minutes. And here is Derek Harper again. Harper off to a quick start, and he has 5 of the first 9 Orlando points.
The Knicks have been totally inconsistent from the perimeter, and the one guy who was steady through all of the years, Oakley, is only shooting 41%. And that's a dagger because he was automatic, 48 to 50 every year.
Ward with a great move, slicing through the defense, left the ball down, and that was a picture move by Charlie Ward. And he has 5 of the Knicks' 7 as Orlando leads by 2, and Mark Price comes right back with a layup.
You can never fall asleep with Mark Price. He has the green light to push, to take a 3 in transition at any time.
Oakley from the corner. Charles Oakley misses, but the Knicks want him to shoot that open jump shot when it is there because they're going to need that kind of offense. Meanwhile, the Magic starting off hot, 5 of 6 from the field as Harper misses the layup underneath.
Pressure is on every player out there tonight to make the easy shots because everyone is thinking that this game will be somewhere in the 80s to 90s. So every easy one you must convert.
Now this is just a nice move by Ward. He sees, he attacks. The defense does not rotate. Grant gave him a fake to get back to his man.
22nd timeout called by Jeff Van Gundy. And most of it may have to do with offense. Orlando 5 of 7 from the field. The Knicks have hit 3 out of 8, and Harper and Price for the Magic have scored 9 of their 11 points.
Well, they're going to test them tonight. One thing about Orlando, you know that Harper and Price are playing the best right now. They're in a hot streak. So your guards have got to come in and pay attention. Jeff Van Gundy knows this, and he's trying to bring it up. Come on, this is a team that does not score a lot of points. They have 11 points, and we haven't even played 4 minutes yet.
And our first look at Chuck Daly. Dapper as always. Daly in his first year with the Orlando Magic. Coming out of the broadcast table. Allen Houston off the screen, and Larry Johnson couldn't keep it alive. Lost it out of bounds. The officials working tonight's game: Jim Clark, Blaine Reichelt, and Rashawn Michel.
The Knicks are getting good looks at the basket. They're wide open shots. They have just not made the shot.
Harper looking for Cycli. So far, Cycli has not been able to do much, passing off on a screen and roll. Horace Grant. And the rebound by Houston. Allen Houston 0 for 3 from the field. The Knicks are going to need his points as well, along with Larry Johnson. And here is Johnson with a turnaround and a fine move by LJ, and it's the score now 11-9 Orlando.
Well, Larry Johnson will earn his points tonight. Horace Grant, one of the better defensive power forwards that we have in the league. 4 times all defense.
And giving up 3 inches will be Larry Johnson in that matchup. Harper leaves it for Price, shooting over Ward. And Grant fighting for the loose ball, keeps it alive.
That's what we must see tonight in Orlando. Second shot attempts.
Harper pulling back and off the rim. Tipped out again by Horace Grant. And another possession for the Magic.
Well, anytime that you take 3-point shots, you know that the ball is going to rebound out at least beyond 10 feet. The Knicks right now are getting caught, packed in too deep.
And a foul called against the New York Knicks. And it'll be on Charlie Ward. Timeout. We'll be right back.
Hey, you know, the only time you guys yell box out is when you're out of donuts. You guys remind me of my shoe closet. 1 penny and a bunch of loafers. Weapons hot.
The year is 2245, and humans are the bad guys.
Fire it, Will. Fire!
Watch In the Beginning, the first ever Babylon 5 movie, Sunday night at 8 on TNT.
You've only got a minute. It takes 2 of you to win it. Kids get on the mission. NBA two-ball competition. Boys and girls can shoot around until the clock runs down. They're playing two-ball. Tell me, can you hear it?
NBA 2 Ball, coming in January.
Welcome back to SportsCenter. I'd now like to introduce Charlie the Chimp. Charlie is going to predict Sunday's big game. Aren't you, little fella?
Had enough? Now you have a choice at 11. Switch to CNN, where sports is fun, no joke.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. The Cavs didn't do much offensively in the first quarter at home against Miami, but their last 2 points on the spectacular side as Sean Kemp takes Zoe on the dribble and then throws it right on his head. Sean Kemp with a salute to the crowd there as they get back in the game. They're down 34-30 midway through the second period. We go back to the arena. Dick and you, the guys.
We'd like to show you, Charlie Ward just scored at the other end of the floor. Now, Mark Price has the ball, and he's going to turn the corner. Now, this cannot happen tonight. Here are 3 defenders, and not one of them rotated to pick up. Now, this is just a great move by Price. You can see Charlie Ward gets beaten off the dribble, and he is looking for help. No help.
Charlie Ward, who played at Florida State, former Heisman Trophy winner, and the starting point guard for every game the Knicks have played this year. Chris Childs comes off the bench as the backup. Mark Price with a runner. Price now with 6 points, so 11 of them. The Magic's 13 points have come from their starting guards.
Now, once they picked him up in that trade from Golden State, they had to get him in playing game shape. Chuck Daly put him right in the starting lineup and gave him his minutes, and he is answering now. Now, you got to remember, now, Mark Price was one of the top guards that we've ever had in this NBA in regards to shooting and making the play. Now, this is just a great hesitation move. He loves to shoot off that one leg as he lifts it up. It looks unorthodox, but he knocks it down.
4-time All-Star Mark Price, and they're going to need his scoring coming off a 17.9 assists contest against the Charlotte Hornets, and Chuck Daly very pleased with Mark Price's performance. There's Horace Grant with an interception, a steal. Grant very active in the early going here. The ball tipped by Oakley as he was going onto the press table, and the Knicks get it back, but Charlie Ward drags the back foot and turns it over. That's the 3rd of this opening quarter by the Knicks.
Now, this is just a real good play defensively by Oakley. That's what they need. They need him to get back into that rough, tough anticipation, rugged style of play. The Knicks, you can see, outside of Charlie Ward, he's the only guy that can really handle the ball here. So they do not have the slashing penetration.
Cycli and Buck Williams doing a good job thus far. Goes inside, misses the shot. And the rebound, Cycli knocked away and his last touch by the Knicks. But Buck Williams doing an effective defensive job on Ronnie Cycli, who has yet to score.
Well, Buck Williams, during his career, has been on the all-defensive team at least 6 times. 3 times first team, 3 times second team. And then you know that he's given away a lot of size to Cycli, but he'll muscle him up, and the referees will give him the non-call.
Horace Grant had no shot, but Mark Price does. And a wild 3 by Price, way off the mark, unusual for him. And Ward back with the ball, goes in low, good feed inside to Larry Johnson, who scores. That's what the Knicks will need without Ewing in the low post. Larry Johnson performing.
They need him to play big and to shoot a high percentage, not score points. Shoot a high percentage when you get your catches.
Under 5.5 to play in the first quarter. Good position for Outlaw, but again, Oakley does the job. And a good presence, but a Knick foul underneath.
Bo Outlaw made so many moves that time, you know, he got himself confused. Okay,
forgot which side of the court he was on.
And the Knicks, you know, Patrick Ewing as well as Oakley and Buck Williams, they love to strip you before you get the ball up above your letters. They'll reach in and knock the ball away.
Oakley is going to come out of the game and be replaced by Chris Mills.
The Knicks are going to go small here right now. Move Larry Johnson into the power forward position. Play Chris Mills at the small forward.
Here's Mills, the former Boston Celtics, and the Knicks really paid a price as far as their future was concerned in making that deal. Larry Johnson, who coming out with 4 early points. Bo Outlaw, who you'd have to ask where would the Magic be without the free agent acquisition from the LA Clippers. He has played well, moved into the starting lineup, and an outstanding shot blocker and defensive player. Outlaw on 1 out of 2, and the Magic lead by 3.
Well, now we're going to have a new look with the Knicks. They'll have the 3 perimeter people in there with Buck Williams and Larry Johnson.
Hills is guarded by Outlaw. Off the screen, Houston slices in, short with the shot. He's missed every shot he's taken thus far. And Buck Williams tried to save it and upset that he couldn't.
Right now, you got to give Orlando a lot of credit. The Knicks are a tough offensive rebounding team. And Orlando is doing an excellent job holding them to only one shot attempt.
Magic have been a strange team. They've lost to teams they should have beaten at home and have gone on the road beating clubs you expect them to lose. And without Penny Hardaway, who has missed 16 games, surgery on his left knee, they're right up there, as we showed you, second in the division. With a move fake to the baseline, goes inside and scores.
Now, Chuck Daly is being a wise guy right now. When you post up Bo Outlaw twice, okay, you have a lot of nerve. And right now, I'm happy for Bo because he's answered the bell. He got fouled on the one possession and a nice move for a basket.
If you're Chuck, you got to pull out the stops at times like these.
Absolutely.
Change is in the wind. Change so sweeping, you might not even recognize us. Created for years of worry-free driving and protected by a warranty package that's one of the most comprehensive in the industry. Is this a new car company? No. It's a whole new Hyundai.
The year. White lies.
Tell them it's in the mail. I ran out of gas. You're losing a little weight.
We tell them every day.
Grown-ups need to lie.
But what if for 24 hours,
I wish that Dad couldn't tell a lie.
you could only tell the truth?
You know why I pulled you over? I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding.
Jim Carrey.
Take the dress?
Whatever it takes to focus off your head.
Liar, liar.
My teacher tells me real beauty's on the inside.
That's just something ugly people say.
Playing this month on Direct Ticket, only on Direct TV. WCW Starrcade. Only $29.95 on Direct Ticket.
We'd like to show you Bo Outlaw in the pivot here. You're going to see him come inside, give you a power fake. Now, there he comes and gives you a little bit of an up and under move to get off that nice. Now, he did that by the numbers, but Chuck Daly will take it as long as the ball goes in the basket. The young man shoots 56% from the floor, but he never takes difficult shots. You love it because he gives you the energy.
Charles Bo Outlaw leads the Magic in shooting at 56%. And what a far cry Chuck Daly's Magic compared to what the Orlando team looked like when they went to the NBA Finals a few short years ago.
Well, you know, we look around, well, anytime that you take out the Monster Man, right. I mean, come on, you take out Shaq, and that naturally is a major drop-off. Dennis Scott, you know, another perimeter shooter.
Anderson and Hardaway hurt.
There you go.
It's a different cast, but a lot of teams facing that situation. 7 on the shot clock. And here's Larry Johnson with a fake move against Thomas Grant, and he scores. Larry Johnson off to a good start, has 6.
Well, that was just a nice move where he didn't give up on himself. He did not have to worry about double team coverage. Chuck Daly in Orlando, they're going to allow Grant to play him man-to-man.
Magic leading by 3.
Now, this is just a nice, strong move. You can see right here, he's got the baseline to himself. The only reason why he picked up any kind of a double there was when he came from the outside of the lane into the paint.
Bo Outlaw with the offensive foul. And the Knicks trailing the Magic by 3. And off the mark is Charlie Ward. And a loose ball foul is called. And that will be against Chris Mills. So Mills getting his first foul. Mills acquired from the Boston Celtics, and the Knicks, as we said, paid a price. Walter McCarty, Dante Jones, and John Thomas. 3 young players all with the Celtics. And the one guy that Ernie Grunfeld didn't want to lose was John Thomas, who's looking very good as a big man.
Yeah, Thomas is doing it. McCarty starts and gets double figures every night.
Slapped away off a cycling. Good triple team defense. And the Knicks get it back. Here's Houston laying it in. Allen Houston with his first points of the game after missing his first 4 shots.
Well, this is the person that's got to step up big time. They made a commitment to Allen Houston. They gave him a ton of money. And the big thing is you got to play to what your salary is. And he has great talent. He can handle the ball decently, but he's very quick going to the basket with a soft touch.
Knicks extending their defense somewhat, and they're going to call Mark Price with the push-off.
Yeah, they catch him with the left arm. But, you know, Mark Price is very crafty, and you'll see it as he's coming down the floor. He'll always use his offhand to create distance. Keep an eye right there's your push right there. A beautiful move. Most nights you'll get away with that.
Chris Childs has come in the game for Charlie Ward as the point guard, and Chris Dudley, who did not play in the first game, did not start against the Dallas Mavericks when Ewing went out, and then very few minutes in the loss to Toronto is in. Dudley has been a disappointment lately for the Knicks. 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Magic lead by 1. Here's Outlaw beating Grant, and Childs does a good job at getting to Mark Price. Almost turning it over, and Horace Grant makes some pay, and Ronnie Cycli found him underneath.
Good hustle by Cycli. He created that entire two-point situation.
And the Magic leading by 3. Knicks got the first points of the game on a Charlie Ward 3-point basket and have trailed since then. No basket. The foul is against Derek Harper, his first.
Well, this is what you'd like to see. You'd like to see Mills and Allen Houston, you know, slash, take the ball to the basket. Both guys are outstanding free throw shooters, so they cannot say, you know what, I'm going to settle for the perimeter jump shot every time.
Knicks have gone 8 deep into their bench, and the Magic still playing with their starting 5. Allen Houston short with that jump shot. He's got 1 for 6. Dudley keeps it alive for New York. Plenty of time on the clock as we wind down to 2 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Knicks. Larry Johnson for 3, and he's got it. Larry Johnson now with 9 points. He is the game's high scorer, and the Knicks have tied it up at 18.
Well, he will shoot the 3. When he was in Charlotte, he'd take 2 or 3 a night.
Well, the Knicks, who were down by as many as 5, not a big margin, will come back to tie it. Outlaw hemmed in. Harper fires a 3. Loose ball. Price with a new clock and a minute and a half to go in the first. Cycli fouled hard by Dudley.
Beautiful pass by Mark Price. He found Cycli on the opposite side of the lane. Dudley was laying off him. Now you can see Dudley is a playoff type of player. He's been in a lot of playoff games. As soon as Cycli attacked the basket, he fouled him. He's going to force him to make the foul shots, knowing that Cycli is not a great foul shooter.
The Magic are going to make their first substitution as the veteran Gerald Williams, also a former New York Knick, will come in the game replacing Derek Harper. So Chuck Daly waits till about a minute and a half remaining in the first before he goes to the bench. The Knicks have come back with John Stark, so they have gone 9 deep in this opening quarter. Cycli connecting on the first free throw. Turner Sports continues to bring you great NBA action. Next Tuesday on TNT, the Lakers and the Grizzlies, very much improved this year. On Wednesday, January 7th, the Bulls and the Heat on TBS, and then a big doubleheader on Friday, January 9th. The Bulls against the Knicks, and the Spurs and Suns on TNT. So we'll ring in the new year in a very impressive fashion with some big games. Brian Evans has come into the game for Bo Outlaw. 1 out of 2 for Cycli from the line.
Cycli only a 67% shooter during his career. It's a good play by Dudley.
Dudley trying to screen for Starks. Nice. Starks inside to Larry Johnson, who has 11 first quarter points. Larry Johnson coming into the game averaging 12.5.
Now they tried to trap the screen and roll that time. Stark just split the screen and roll and read the defense perfectly.
Under a minute to go and a foul before the shot with 58.3. Mark Price is fouled by Larry Johnson, who picks up his first foul.
We're seeing the old Mark Price here tonight. Now just keep an eye on this as the screen and roll comes. Watch Price split the screen. There it is right there. Split the trap and then read the defense perfectly.
Mark Price, second in the NBA at free throw percentage at 90%. Perfect with the first attempt.
Well, number one in the history of the NBA, career foul shooter, 90.7 over his career, plus a 41% three-point shooter. You're talking about one of the great pure shooters ever to play this game.
And the Cleveland Cavaliers were fortunate to have his services when he broke into the NBA. The Magic lead by 1 with 48 seconds and 13 on the shot clock. And Brian Evans gets the rebound on Chris Childs' miss. So it's been a tight first quarter. The Magic led by 5. Now it's been the biggest lead of this game. Both teams short-handed because of injuries to key people. Gerald Wilkins misses. Loose ball, Evans.
There it is. They're doing a good job tonight.
A lot of offensive rebounding, and as you pointed out, no basket. Foul before the shot. As you pointed out at the outset, UB, the Magic, not a good shooting team, must depend on second chances.
Now that time, you're not going to say anything to Ronnie Cycli. He was guilty of goaltending, no doubt about it. And you can see he was up over the rim. He interfered with the shot. Now Wilkins has come in. Now, you know, throughout Wilkins' career, he's averaged 13 points over 12 years. But for whatever the reason, this year he is really struggling. Only shooting 32% from the field and only 30% in threes.
Here is Darrell Armstrong, and Dan Shea's coming in the game. Armstrong is a player that Chuck Daly adores. He said, I wish I had 6 of these guys. He says he's had a battle adversity, only 6'1", not a great shooter, but will fight, go after loose balls, and a strong defensive spark plug for the Magic.
Hey, in 22 minutes, he gives you 8 points, and he gives you 4 assists, and he makes things happen in turnovers. He forces a ton of turnovers.
Playing for the last shot of the first quarter, the Magic leading by 3, and Chris Mills out on the perimeter guarded by Brian Evans. Armstrong is defending against Childs, who goes right around him and misses the layup. Loose ball, and Childs, and it would have counted had it gone, but it did not, and that is the end of the first quarter. Larry Johnson in 12 minutes scored 11 points, yet the Orlando Magic have the lead after 1.
The Knicks are getting an awful lot of easy shots in the paint. They've got to put it down, Dick.
This new year, make a toast to the biggest action movies ever made.
Everything is going extremely well.
All the greatest Rockies, the best Schwarzenegger, the complete Beastmaster. And we're just getting started.
I must break you.
Enough talk. Get a whole year's worth of action in just 3 days. Don't miss Nitro New Year. Starting with Clash of the Titans tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. on TNT. Have a Nitro New Year.
It began as a game. It became war. Bud Bowl. A decade of gridiron greatness. A melting pot of pandemonium. Legends who created brouhaha, then reveled in it, begging the question, who is Bud Bowl's Player of the Decade? This January, vote for your favorite wherever Bud and Bud Light are sold. For connoisseurs of destiny, it's a contest for the ages.
Excuse me. Got this new shoe, Rain Man 2, 3D Ultralight. Mind if we try them on you? Sure. It's a go. How's it feel?
Very cushioning. Extremely light.
Super light. Go! How did it feel, Sean?
Oh, it felt great.
All right, thanks for your help.
Tonight's topic, Free Friday. Yeah. Sir, you played a critical role in the creation of the new Burger King fries that are being given away this Friday?
That's right, Bill. Free Friday.
Amazing. Now this.
The crispy new Burger King fries beat McDonald's fries in a nationwide taste testing. Stop in Friday, January 2nd for a free small order.
Welcome back. Why give them away?
It's giving something back. I started from the ground up.
Literally.
UB talked about the Hounds, the Magic reserves, and we've already seen a glimpse of them. Here's Derek Harper.
What the Hounds do, I think, is come in and really get up on people, really change the tempo of the basketball game. On a lot of occasions, we've been down as a team in the second half. That team, the Hounds, come in, and what they do is hound people, and they hound them up and down the court, and a lot of instances turn the game around for a losing situation for us. So, you know, the guys on the bench have really stepped up and done a good job for us. I don't think we'd be the same team without some of the backup players here.
Well, at the end of the first quarter, New York shooting 39, Orlando 44. The Knicks have not shot a foul shot. Orlando 8. Knicks 5 offensive rebounds. Orlando 6.
8 on the shot clock. John Starks picked up by Danny Shays on the switch. Clock is running out. Magic doing a good defensive job. Mills hits at the buzzer, a 2-point basket.
The reason why that is big, Mills needs the confidence. He is now 10 for 48. So you can see he's struggling with the new three-point line.
Yeah, he hasn't adjusted, and that change has hurt him. 42% shooting and an 8.9 average, and a foul against John Starks. Here's who's in the game for the Orlando Magic, or Magic if you prefer. It'll be Wilkins, Armstrong, Evans, Grant, and Shays. The Knicks have Childs and Starks, and it's Dudley, Larry Johnson, and Chris Mills.
Well, you have a good matchup here. Starks and Gerald Wilkins. They played together back in the Rick Pitino days in New York City.
We, of course, remember those. Stood behind you when you talked to the team during the timeouts in his 2 years. Wilkins wasn't ready for that pass from Evans, and Starks is going. I was going to say get an easy layup, but he almost lost it out of bounds.
Now, that was a good save by John, and this is what the Knicks need, especially the second unit. The second unit is much quicker, plus with Starks and Childs in there, they have 2 guys who can really handle the ball.
And the Knicks regain the lead. They've had 6 lead changes, and the Knicks are up now 24-23.
Now keep an eye to the right of your screen. You're going to see where the loose ball comes. Starks just takes off, and he leaves the defensive player way in the backcourt. Unfortunately, he almost blew this.
Chris Childs with his first foul. Wilkins defended by Starks. Shea setting a screen and roll, and here is Evans.
Good ball movement.
Armstrong out did not give Evans a good pass. Darrell Armstrong threw it low to Brian Evans, and Larry Johnson nearly made them pay for it at the other end. Now a 3-on-3, but Grant is underneath. Good fake in a basket. Horace Grant now with 6 points, and the Magic regain the lead.
It's just incredible. I say this a lot. Anytime you miss a wide open layup in the NBA, it's amazing how fast the defensive team will score, usually within 3 to 4 seconds. We just saw it there.
Mills trying to get going, and he misses this shot after connecting on the first. And the crowd wanted a foul from Dudley on Grant as Grant stares down one of the officials. Gerald Wilkins trying to post up John Starks. And a foul, the basket good, and a foul. Gerald Wilkins hung in there, and his persistence paid off as Starks commits his second.
Now what are they calling here? They're calling an offensive foul here? Now they're calling the basket good. Okay, they're calling the basket good and then a loose ball foul.
Right. On Shays. Shays with a loose ball foul. So Starks still has the 1 foul. And the Magic lead again by 3, 27-24.
Armstrong all over Childs. Now he'll be disruptive while he's on the floor.
Starks blocked by Outlaw. Bo Outlaw has made a living blocking shots, and he's done it again.
Well, for his size, it's just miraculous what he will do out there. Now remember, he's a small forward for you, but he is a rebounder, shot blocker first.
And it's 6'8", can anticipate. Here's Evans, leaves it for Shays, and Danny Shays out of bounds. Last touch by Mills, and so the Magic keep the ball.
The Knicks front all post-up players, so you will either see lob passing into the post, or if the player does receive the pass, you'll see quick double teaming.
Orlando Magic, who have had a season of streaks. They lost 5, won 7 of 10, then lost 6. Wilkins over Starks. Oakley with the rebound and a foul called against Bo Outlaw.
Now, it's not fair for me to smile because Bo Outlaw will give me a smack in the lips here. But Charles Oakley just moved him right out of there. Keep an eye right down the center of the area here. And you're going to see Charles Outlaw just knock Bo Outlaw right out of there.
Well, the call went to the visitors and the second personal on Outlaw. Nearly 2.5 minutes have gone by here in the second quarter, and great interception by Evans, who couldn't hold on to it, as Brian Evans tracked down that pass by Dudley. Evans, who is seeing a lot more action and getting tougher, and of course one of the outstanding shooters from the Big Ten, led Indiana under Bobby Knight, was the first Big Ten scoring leader that played for Bobby Knight.
And the player of the year in the senior season. Big thing right now is to keep Dudley away from pivotal passing areas.
Oakley missing from the perimeter. Ronnie Cycli has replaced Dan Shays at center for the Magic. Evans, and the rebound taken down by Starks.
Now Evans is 6'10". He's legit. He can make that three-point shot.
Starks double team. I don't know how he got that pass to Mills, and goaltending is the call. Outlaw claiming he blocked it, but a good call by the official. It was goaltending, and the Knicks trail again by 1.
You know, Dick, the ball has always got to be able to go into the basket, and I think that's what maybe the fans are that upset about here. But that ball was on its way down, but the key thing is, did it have an opportunity to go into the basket?
A little more than 4 minutes gone by, and a Knick foul. And it is against Chris Dudley. That's 3 quick fouls on Chris Dudley, and Buck Williams will quickly get back into the game. Dudley, a disappointment. We saw him earlier in the year and looked very impressive against Toronto and some of the other teams, but not lately.
Well, lately, Dick, he's playing with a bad back, lower back, plus stomach cramps, and it's definitely affected his game within the last couple of weeks.
Pass underneath, loose ball. Cycli battling Oakley for it.
I'm a Knick fan. I like what Oakley's doing here tonight. It looks like the old Charles Oakley, playing with a lot of enthusiasm, going for loose balls, creating things, getting steals. He's the intangible guy. He gets a ton of deflections.
Darrell Armstrong with a runner. Oakley tried to keep it alive, but it goes down to Outlaw, and Armstrong who misses. Hustle in the corner by Chris Childs, and here comes Starks, and Buck Williams anticipated Starks racing to the basket, but he wasn't quick enough. He was not Chris Carter that time.
You know, when you have children and you go to see them play in the 6th and 7th grade, that's exactly what we're seeing here for the last 3 minutes. I mean, we're seeing some bad basketball, but they're playing with their heart.
That's right.
And that's
they're
what
hustling.
You see.
Yep.
That's what you see the young kids do. They're playing hard. They're going bad out of heck. But what happened is please start passing the ball to the guys who are open for key shots here.
Oakley now has picked up his 3rd foul, and Larry Johnson will replace him. So for all the good things that Charles Oakley has given the Knicks, he is in foul trouble. And Chris Dudley also with 3. And when you consider the Knicks do not have Patrick Ewing, who's out for the year with dislocated wrist, torn ligaments, underwent surgery.
Oh, yes!
What a great move by Bo.
Bo's saying, hey, never mind my right hand. I did all that with my left hand.
So Outlaw, and this is an entertaining, may not be a clinic we're seeing here, but it is entertaining basketball. Here is Chris Childs with a jumper. Chris Childs, who has struggled from the field like many of the other perimeter shooters, as Hubie chronicled in the early going. And a timeout with the Magic leading by 1.
Keep an eye on Outlaw here with the left-handed dribble, and now he shocks everybody by going for the dunk.
Lakers Grizzlies next Tuesday night at 8. The NBA's on TNT.
Taking you on a spin to whatever you want. 4 ways to fun all day to run.
Plymouth spin.
Now spin to Plymouth. In style, baby.
Come on. Let me take you on a spin.
How however you spend it. It's affordable, it's fun, it's all the way Plymouth.
Can I take you on a spin?
That's Plymouth.
I love hockey.
I love hockey.
Then you're gonna love NHL Center Ice on DirecTV Sports with the best hockey in the world.
We can't get enough.
How does up to 20 games a week sound?
That's enough.
Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS and get up to 500 regular season games. Watch the NHL's best in pursuit of the Stanley Cup. Follow your favorite out-of-market teams and your favorite players.
The Rangers, the Red Wings, the Penguins.
Messier, Yzerman, Brodeur.
And when you order, you'll get a free subscription to On, the official magazine from DirecTV Sports. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS and get our complete NHL Center Ice package for only $129 or make 4 payments of $32.25.
We'll take the 4 payments. I'll make 2. And then I'll make the other 2.
You could be watching hockey tonight. NHL Center Ice on DirecTV Sports. Choose your game.
Miami's Ike Austin voted last season's most improved player, and he's one of several making a strong bid for the award this year. What about Kobe Bryant? How spectacular is Bryant picking up the scoring slack with Shaq's sideline? Sam Cassell of the New Jersey Nets helping to lead one of the more surprising teams in the East. Wesley Person, unlikely hero on an improved Cleveland Cavaliers squad, and we've seen flashes of him so far. Bo Outlaw, numbers don't tell about his contributions to the injury-plagued Magic. And others to consider, well, there's Ray Allen, Corliss Williamson, John Wallace, Alan Henderson, and there you're seeing some others. Here's Outlaw, who leads the Magic with 51 blocks and 48 steals, and tonight has scored 5. Evans in there with Darrell Armstrong, Bo Outlaw, Ronnie Cycli, and Gerald Wilkins, who has the ball down low, guarded by Starks. Spinning move to the lane. Buck Williams the rebound.
They're going to Gerald. That's his 3rd post-up. He's only scored on 1 occasion, but he feels he can shoot over Starks.
Allen Houston with an air ball from 3-point range. Allen Houston starting out tonight, 1 of 7 from the field, though he has led the Knicks in scoring the last 3 games, but he is only 29% from 3-point territory.
Well, he's been struggling all year. He's only shooting 42 from the field, 28 from the threes, but the foul shooting is there. But we always have to go back to the summer operation, you know, with the 3 pieces of metal in that one hand.
That wrist may affect him more than we know. Cycli with a great baseline move. Ronnie Cycli with his first field goal of the game, and with Penny Hardaway out of there, Cycli is the leading scorer on his team, averaging over 17 points a game. Magic by 3. Starks, long rebound. Childs, and Chris Childs using a screen from Buck Williams cuts the lead to 1.
Now this first half is so helter-skelter for the Knicks. But the Knicks are getting great shots. They're getting, if they stay within their offense, they usually open up into a high percentage shot.
Looking to double Cycli. They knock it away, does Larry Johnson, and nearly saved it. And it'll be Orlando's ball. Derek Harper and Mark Price, the starting guard tandem, will check back in for the Magic.
Well, Jimmy Clark had a better look at that than the referee on the baseline. He came into the situation and corrected the call. And you notice no one's yelling about it. Chuck Daly hasn't said anything. But Cycli just held that ball too long, Dick. He allowed 3 guys to trap him.
So it's the Knicks with the ball and a chance to regain the lead as we wind down to 5 minutes to go. And there's the shooting story. Both teams shooting 43% or below. Brian Evans with the first foul. Right now, let's send it to our Atlanta studios and Ernie Johnson. Ernie?
All right, thank you very much, Dick. A story we've been following. Michael Jordan, another piece of NBA history for his airness. He had 9 points in the first quarter. With this jumper, he goes into double digits against Minnesota, and that is 788 straight games of double-digit scoring. He's the all-time leader, breaking that tie with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That streak began March 25th, 1986, against the New York Knicks. Bulls, by the way, lead the game. Back now to Dick and Hubie, guys.
All right, EJ, thank you very much. And the Knicks penetrating with Allen Houston going to the line. Horace Grant back in. So there it is, the 788th consecutive double-figure game by Michael Jordan.
Well, just keep an eye because Jabbar is here, but then again, he's also here. So, you know, when you talk about Kareem, he did it for such a long time. He did put together a few streaks.
Houston connecting on the first free throw. Only his 4th point of the game. But the Knicks lead 32-31 with 4:50 to play and applying some pressure against Mark Price.
I still would work Cycli because Cycli is definitely commanding double and triple teams, and if you'll get rid of the ball a little earlier, you'll get better shots.
Here's Brian Evans missing a 3.
Nice
Cycli with another offensive rebound for the Magic. Evans driving the baseline. Did he step on the line? No. Basket counts. And the foul. Brian Evans, and he is a lot more animated as his career moves on here in his 2nd season.
Well, last year, Dickie was injured for the entire year. And you're going to see this is a move of a guy playing with confidence. You can't average over 20 a game in the Big Ten and be the player of the year without skills. This guy's 6'10". He's blessed with a lot of stuff. He just hoped that it will go for him. Chuck Daly told us today he's a hard worker, one of the best that they have with this ball club.
And he has scored in double figures in the 2 previous games, so he's becoming a factor scoring-wise. John Starks try to force it, and here comes a 2-on-1 break. Evans with a great pass back to Derek Harper, and you know where he had to learn that.
Oh, yeah, and you love it. You love it. See, that's unselfish basketball. Why, are you bringing up
I'm bringing up the general.
Oh, the general.
I bring
Robert
up
Knight.
the general, Robert Montgomery Knight. Evans with 3 points, 4 rebounds, and a very nifty assist. And a timeout as we see this great play again with the score. Magic 36, the Knicks 32.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing? Okay, our book club is in session. First up, Max's dad wants to join our club. Hello.
Let's give him the test.
Name Max's favorite book. Billy and the Robot. What's the robot super word? Bazamo.
He's good.
Last question. Reading is fundamental. All in favor? Aye. All right, congratulations. Thank you.
When you want to cruise with the best, do a Jeep style. Now drop your top in the Wrangler. In my world, affordability and versatility have become my classic style. And oh, baby, come on, experience my mellow grooves and mellow moves in the Grand Cherokee Pipe 9 Limited. Now, if you want to roll with me, buy your own.
Come on now, open up your front foot a little bit. Come on, man, you got hands up. Get within yourself.
I got an idea.
Wisdom doesn't come easily, nor is it easy to pass on.
Now Philips has a way to create your own CD that holds everything you know about the things that interest you and share your words, pictures, and music with anyone you want.
Let's go!
Got anything for the pictures?
The Philips CD rewritable disc drive. Create CD-ROMs on your own PC.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Chrysler, engineered to be great cars. By Philips Magnavox, let's make things better. And by Nestle Crunch. Nothing sounds like a Nestle Crunch.
And welcome back to Orlando with 4:03 remaining in the first half. The Orlando Magic leading the New York Knicks 36-32. Thursday night at 8 p.m. Chuck Norris stars in Forest Warrior. And then on Sunday night, catch Bruce Boxleitner in the world premiere of Babylon 5 in the beginning. All the best movies are on TNT. Buck Williams splitting the middle, cannot connect on the layup, and Cycli the rebound.
That is the 4th layup that the Knicks have missed in the first 2 quarters. And they're struggling from outside. They're 4 for 14 on open jump shots.
Grant with a fake goes up against Larry Johnson. Nothing there. Johnson doing the job defensively against the taller Grant. Allen Houston still struggling from the field. And Evans gets the rebound. Houston 1 for 8 shooting tonight. Harper two-point basket, foot on the line. Derek Harper now with 9 points.
Teammates with the Knicks, Harper and Starks. Harper's laughing. He's having a little chuckle with Starks because that was a great move by Harper. And the Magic with a 6-point lead. That is their largest margin of this first half. Chris Childs comes back and cuts it to 4. And Jeff Van Gundy saying that the team has not really shown a commitment to winning. He's not happy with the way the team has not played hard enough. What is your view seeing them in this first half? Well, I think what happens is you have to have a little success. You have to have success at what you're running now in order for the guys to have total confidence. Mistakes will happen because you've changed a lot of the offenses. Mistakes will happen. They're not, how should I say, comfortable in maybe what they're running. Once they get success, then you'll see the confidence coming. But the effort is here tonight. I think they see that, hey, they can win this game. Because that loss to Toronto the other day at Madison Square Garden, that was a heartbreaker because they're 10-2 at home. Off the foot of Brian Evans, and it is still Knicks ball. Knicks, who have lost 7 of their last 8 games on the road, coming to the Orlando Arena. First meeting between the Magic and the Knicks. It's been nip and tuck with the Magic leading 38-34 with under 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Larry Johnson double team. He missed the cutter. Childs knocked away from behind by Price as the 24-second clock goes by. Well, you can see the frustration right there. Larry Johnson missed the cutter wide open right down the middle. You just can't. Anytime you get double and triple team, that time you had 3 guys around him. You've got to find the guy in the lane. There's a turnover story as we get close to the 2-minute mark in this first half. Orlando Magic with a record of 17-12, second in the Atlantic. Harper misses with 2 minutes to go, but Horace Grant, who has played a fine first half, may not all show up in the numbers, but Grant has been active all over. You like what their front line is doing. If you go back, Outlaw, Grant, and Cycli have kept a lot of balls alive, giving them the second shot opportunities. Harper with 9, Price with 8, the leading scorers, so the guards have done it there. Larry Johnson with 11 points is the high scorer for the New York Knicks, and a Knick foul against Houston. Coming up, the Nike halftime report. Anytime that a player comes to set a screen on Mark Price, the defenders all anticipate. You cannot do that with Price, because what he did right there, he did not come off the screen. He took it away from the screen and beat Childs. Childs guilty of a hand check. Knicks have done well against the better teams in the league. 9-7 though against the teams playing under 500, and that is not a good sign. Team isn't hungry when that happens. No, absolutely right. So there's another shot inside of 3 feet. That was left short. Great pass. Kick ball and a new 24-second clock with 1:33 remaining in the half. We're seeing Mark Price at the top of his game. Now, he's played in 4 All-Star games, but he made the All-NBA team. First team on 1 occasion, third team 3 times. People have a tendency to forget about that because he got injured once he left Cleveland. And, you know, he struggled out there at Golden State and in Washington. But now you're seeing him. He's starting to look and give you shades of the old Mark. Good pickup by the Orlando Magic. Oh, where would they have been if they can get him in that trade? And Outlaw, so they had to scramble and make some big acquisitions like Outlaw and Harper, who was going to be their point guard, and then now, as you mentioned, more comfortable as the 2 guard. The foul is on Larry Johnson, his second penalty situation. Ronnie Cycli going to the line. Well, our crack statistician, Marty Aronoff, has this incredible stat laying in front of us that the Knicks have only attempted 2 foul shots in this game, and now Orlando is 10 for 12. So you want to see what happens when you lose a guy like Patrick Ewing with his 20.8 points and 10 rebounds, the ability to really go to the line and have an inside power game. Well, you remember I tell you, Dick, about things you're doing now, things that you didn't do before. You're taking people off the dribble, you're cutting, you're getting a lot of shots into paint, but you're not making them. But they're there. Starks misses. Buck Williams fighting. And the basket, no basket.
And a foul call, traveling now. A no foul, traveling call against Buck Williams.
Give up the ball. You got to give up the ball. Come on, you don't want to delay a game. Jimmy's going to hit you with a delay a game, or he even has the right to hit you with a technical.
At the beginning of the game, Hubie, you enumerated all of the Knicks perimeter shooters that have really struggled. Well, so far tonight, two players the Knicks count on for points, Allen Houston and John Starks, are a combined 2 for 14 from the field.
And then we both look at the board and you're only down 8, you know, and you just say to yourself, wow, because open perimeter shots and then open drives to the hole.
But that 8 is the biggest lead of the game for the Magic with 1 minute remaining. And Mark Price loses the ball trying to drive to the hoop. Here's Allen Houston against the taller Grant and an offensive foul. And Houston just can't get out of his own way so far in this game.
Well, you know, they're guilty of offensive fouls, and they're good calls. Now, just watch as he leans in here. See, he leaned in and used the forearm to push the defender away. And also you say, hey, you couldn't move that guy away if it was a fist fight. Well, this is called acting job, you know, 101.
He passed that course, I understand. And then he passed the open screen and roll jump shot.
There you go. See, now Grant can make that shot. He can make that 18 to 20 foot all night long. That's why they need Price to have a good game so that they trap Price to open up Grant.
Under a half a minute to go. And Allen Houston with only his second field goal of the game, and the Knicks trail 44 to 36.
Dick, you and I always talk, you cover football as well as basketball. You can have all of the greatest offenses in the world. You can have a coach with a great offensive philosophy, but the players have got to make the shots, especially when they're the good shots.
And in football, they say making plays.
There you go.
Got to have players who make plays.
That's right, and they catch those 5-yard passes and turn them into 35-yard gains.
That's right. 22nd timeout called by the Orlando Magic, who lead by 8, and 5.6 seconds remaining in the half. Again, a great lineup coming up in the new year. Next Tuesday on TNT, the Lakers against the Vancouver Grizzlies. And Wednesday on TBS, the Chicago Bulls and the Miami Heat. Bulls may have the Heat number. That's what Pat Riley says. We'll see what happens in Miami on TBS Wednesday the 7th, and a big doubleheader on Friday, January 9th. Hubie and I will be at Madison Square Garden for the Bulls and the Knicks, and the Spurs and Suns in the second half of that TNT doubleheader. And it's true, without Patrick Ewing, the Knicks, who were thinking of a title and they made deals in that direction, now it's going to be a battle to get in the playoffs for them.
Dick, they have the second highest payroll in the league, second only to Chicago, $54 million. Many baseball teams didn't pay $54 million for 25 guys. So that means you have a lot of talented people here, guys who have performed in the past. Now it's up to these other people to step up and earn your check. Come on, you can't be coming in here and saying, oh, well, we weren't up for tonight's game. Well, if you command that kind of a salary, then you've got to get that type of a performance.
But that has been a Knick problem for many, many years, as you know. Mark Price with 10 points on 3 of 7 from the field, and that is the end of the first half here at Orlando. With a score, the Magic 44 and the Knicks 36.
Do a Jeep style. Now drop your top in the Wrangler. In my world, affordability and versatility have become my classic style. And oh, baby, come on, experience my mellow grooves and mellow moves in the Grand Cherokee Pipe 9 Limited. Now, if you want to roll with me, buy your own.
There's something on my Discover card statement that's a surprise. It's seafoam green. It looks like something from the 50s. It looks vintage. My husband will absolutely freak out when he sees it. He's going to be so excited. I like makeup because I never wore very much before I started singing professionally. My favorite color is a color called faux, as in fake. Voila.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
The more you spend, the more money you get back. You can't lose.
It pays to Discover. Accepted where you see the Novus sign.
Oh, hello. I would like to exchange this, please.
Okay, reason, sir?
Well, it's just too plain.
This happens a lot.
Oh, a Nestle Crunch? Oh, now that's more like it. You know...
Yeah, next?
Okay.
Nestle Crunch. It's just more fun to munch.
Oh, where did I put that Nestle Crunch? Oops. Oh, look, it's all in pieces. These are good. They ought to put them in a bag and give them a cute name.
Nestle Bunch of Crunch. They're just more fun to munch.
Well, they played 24 minutes at the Arena. Bo Outlaw and the Orlando Magic got to a 44-36 lead over the New York Knicks. Watch Bo Outlaw go to work with a big-time stick.
With the lefty.
Knicks are down by 8. And we welcome you to the Nike Halftime Report. This is Cheryl Miller. I'm Ernie Johnson. We welcome you, and we go to the highlights in a record-setting night for Michael Jordan. You have your choice of storyline actually in Minnesota tonight. Would this be the first time the Timberwolves ever beat the Bulls? They're 0-16 all time. This marks Dennis Rodman's first trip to the Target Center since the infamous kick of photographer Eugene Amos. Or you can take the record-breaking angle, which we will. If Michael Jordan scores at least 10, he sets the record for consecutive games with double-digit points. And it looked like he wanted to get this thing out of the way in a hurry. Watch him go to work in the first quarter on the kid for a deuce. And then working on Chris Carr and creating space and popping the jumper. And Michael shooting over nobody. Somebody pick him up when he's outside the arc. He had a couple of free throws, and then from the top of the key, bottoms out the jumper, and everybody's smiling because that puts him in double digits for the 788th straight game. And at the break, the Bulls on top of the Timberwolves 56-47. Who else is in that elite company with this consecutive streak? Well, he was tied with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now he passes him. Moses Malone's in there. Kareem had another streak of 508. And Karl Malone at 496, rounding out the top 5. Continuing with the highlights on a Tuesday night, Miami at Cleveland. Look at Sean Kemp on Alonzo Mourning with the big stick. Worth another look? Certainly, with the commentary from the Divine
Can I see
Descent.
it one more time, Big Each? Oh, with a nice reverse in the windshield dunk. Oh, Pat, I got a headache.
Ask and you shall receive. Tim Hardaway to the rescue. Three-pointer over Danny Ferry from way out. And then it's Hardaway again. He had 14 points in the half. Derek Anderson, the rook, gave him a little bit too much pad, and Hardaway nailed the jumper. 65-60 is the count. Cleveland off to a slow start in this game with only 14 first-quarter points, but they're only down by 5. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter at the Gund. Shall we talk about Michael Jordan? He's good.
He's real good.
I mean, where does it stop with this guy? And to do that 788 straight games with double-digit points, it's something.
Well, Ernie, where does it stop or where does it start? Michael Jordan came into the league from North Carolina. He had all the intangibles, athleticism, competitiveness, but the ability to elevate his play year in and year out. The fact that every year Michael Jordan came in with something different, whether it was his post-up game, consistency for the three-point shot, or the fadeaway jumper, Michael Jordan has done it all. And if I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I have to be happy that Michael Jordan broke my record because he is truly the best player to ever play the game of basketball.
The streak started March 25th, 1986 against the Knicks, coached at that time by Hubie Brown. A week ago tonight, we told you the story of the Blazers' Rasheed Wallace, who had been searching for his son Ishmael. Wallace was to have legal custody of the 2-year-old, but the child's mother, Wallace's former girlfriend, had Ishmael, and her whereabouts were unknown. A viewer saw the story, told police in Kings Mountain, North Carolina, and on Christmas Eve, Rasheed Wallace and his son were reunited. Earlier tonight, I had a chance to talk to Rasheed and asked him how it felt to see his son once again.
A lot of things, joy, satisfaction. I think my heart rate went down a little bit. You know, I was just glad to have him there and glad that this is all over with.
More from Rasheed Wallace on Inside the NBA later tonight. When we come back, we'll bring you a few more Tuesday night highlights. After a career high last night, Keith Van Horn and the Nets hit Indiana. Cheryl with some thoughts on the kid who has jumped right into the mix with the New Jersey Nets. Back with more on the Nike Halftime Report right after this.
What are you doing? You can't spell Pluto.
I do not dabble when it comes to Scrabble. Watch me now.
You're getting on my
nerves. Prolific.
as in prolific scorer.
Nice word, Ice. The Iceman spelling prolific.
Quite a coincidence.
Hey, give me
And he
five.
gets a double word score for that, Coach.
Hey, that's like Penny spelling unstoppable, penetrating, or MVP.
Like you spelling shrimp.
You got me, Chuck.
Yeah.
You should be on stage telling your funny jokes. Come from miles around to see the funny man, Chuck.
So, guys, what do we want to do this weekend?
Let's go to the beach.
It happened at 10 till 6 on a Tuesday night, just before the steamed carrots were served.
Guys, it's important. Yes, this is Louisa. What are you saying?
A phone call she would always remember.
We got the house. We got the house.
For a free guide to help you on the path to homeownership, call the Fannie Mae Foundation. We're showing America a new way home.
Look, can't you be more efficient? Just keep it simple, okay?
Relax, pal. You're making me nervous. You need Office Max, the office product superstore with guaranteed low prices on over 7,000 office products.
Folks, we'll be delayed until storms in the Chicago
Don't sweat it, pal. You can save time and money at Office Max. Hey, you can eat those? And don't forget, there's one place to find computers, electronics, and state-of-the-art technology for every size business. Office Max. We go to the max for you.
The Whopper has 39 grams of fat. To counteract the effects of a fat-filled lunch, choose the burger joint farthest from you and run there. Or go to Subway, where you can get a fresh sandwich under 6 grams of fat. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
Think you're getting the best shave? Take the Sensor XL Challenge. No other razor has Sensor XL's microfins for extra protection. It's the safest way to the closest shave. Take the Sensor XL Challenge. We bet you won't go back.
And the Nike halftime report continues. A lot of folks look at Larry Bird and say, you know, there may be some of him in this guy, Keith Van Horn of the New Jersey Nets, the rookie. More on him in just a second. First, check this sequence out right here. In 32 is Dale Davis, and you see him go down underneath, rolled the ankle. Will not return tonight. He's Indiana's leading rebounder. Now to Keith Van Horn, finishing the break from Sam Cassell. Chris Mullen, out of your screen for a moment, just waiting for another three-pointer. He hit 3 of those in the first half. He had 15 points in the first half, 3 over his average, and there's Antonio Davis just blowing right by Jason Williams. And the Indiana Pacers beat the New Jersey Nets 109-91. Close game for a while, then Indiana pulls away. Mullen and Miller, M&M going for 23 apiece, and Keith Van Horn goes for 17 after getting a career-high 32 in a win last night. Toronto Raptors, Detroit Pistons, Palace of Auburn Hills. If you're going to be hurt, at least be well-dressed. Lindsey Hunter and Rick Mahorn. Damon Stoudemire feeling it early. 14 points in the first quarter for the Raptors. And Stoudemire for 3, hit 5 of those in the first half and had 18 points. No wonder he's smiling. And then you see Grant Hill and Jerry Stackhouse hooking up. They each had 13 points in the first half. Detroit coming back to claim the lead. They were down 14 after 1. They lead at 72-62 late in the third period at the Palace. Mighty Mouse has 23 to lead Toronto. Dallas and Milwaukee playing at Bradley Center midway through the second period, and it's the Mavs who have lost 12 straight and 24 out of 26, leading the Bucks by 2. Back to Keith Van Horn for just a second. 32 points last night and showing every indication that he can play here, Cheryl.
Well, certainly there was a lot of people that felt that if Keith Van Horn had not gone down with that ankle sprain, that he certainly would be giving Tim Duncan a run for his money for Rookie of the Year. But here's a kid that's 6'10", with size, can run the floor, can put the ball, has some great handles, plus he has the range from the perimeter. The only thing that Keith right now really needs to work on in his post-up game, but certainly a lot of comparisons being drawn between Keith and the Birdman.
And we'll do some more of that tonight on Inside the NBA. Van Horn averaging 21 points a game early in his NBA career. Back to put the wraps on the Nike halftime report and to clear my throat in just a minute. It's 44-36, the Magic over the Knicks.
Hey, little pumpkin, you are so cute, aren't you? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Honey, look how cute. Oh, honey, wait a minute. I think he's going to say something. Say hi to Dada. Say hi to Dada. Come on, zoom in. Zoom in. I think he's going to say it. Zoom in. Hey, say hi to Dada. Say hi, Dada.
Oh, Daddy, you paid too much for that camcorder.
Come to Circuit City. You can't get a lower price. We guarantee it.
It happens every year in some of the most remote stretches of land in Mexico. And in the world of off-road racing, it's truly the whole enchilada, the legendary Baja 1000. A mountain of dust for those who can stand to eat it, and the end of the line for those who can't. That's why more drivers who challenge the Baja rely on the Duralast battery than any other. The same Duralast you can rely on in your car, because it's the one we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
And we welcome you back to the Nike Halftime Report. Catch the act in Sacramento the other night. Some early fireworks here, which began, and then the cameras caught up with them, and Derek Coleman was knocking the bark off Corliss Williamson. Williamson was suspended for 3 games because he started the fight. Coleman 2 games for finishing it. Both of those guys out of action tonight. So there will be no DC as the Sixers take on Portland tonight. The Kings, without Corliss Williamson, play the Lakers at the Great Western Forum. Elsewhere on the schedule, San Antonio and Vancouver. They've already beaten them twice this year, have the Spurs, and then Seattle taking on Golden State. Games just about to begin. Utah and Denver, the Jazz, winners of 6 straight over the Nuggets. And it's early in Phoenix as the Celtics trail the Suns 6-5. Boston beat the Lakers at the Forum on Sunday night. After the Knicks and Magic, Cheryl and I are going to take you inside the NBA, highlights of a 12-game night around the league. And our first NBA telecast of 1998 will be January 6th as the Lakers visit the Garage in Vancouver. The next night on TBS, the Bulls play the Heat. And on Friday, January 9th, we're playing 2 on TNT, the Bulls and the Knicks, followed by the Spurs and the Suns. Tonight on TNT, the third quarter is just moments away as Orlando leads the Knicks by 8.
Formidable strength, a distinctly individual style, and the strongest V8 in its class. This is the most powerful Sierra in GMC's history. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd. And the power to pull it. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
From the most prescribed name in the history of pain relief comes non-prescription Motrin IB. Motrin, spoken here, 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 and here. Nothing speaks to pain better than the prescription-proven power of the medicine in Motrin IB. Motrin, spoken here.
NBA fans, imagine seeing virtually any NBA game right in your own living room. Well, now you can with NBA League Pass on DirecTV. You can choose up to 40 games a week. That's right, all the thrills and excitement of the NBA's regular season right at your fingertips. Call 1-800-GET-SPORTS and make 4 monthly installments of just $39.75 to get all of the incredible action that NBA League Pass has to offer. See if the Knicks or the Hawks can knock off the Bulls, or head out west where everyone is gunning for the Jazz. It's your call. You make the choice.
Oh, my goodness!
And as an added bonus, when you call 1-800-GET-SPORTS, you'll get On, the official magazine of DirecTV Sports. Plus, you'll get the NBA League Pass season schedule, so you'll know when your favorite teams are playing.
Hey, yeah,
baby! NBA League Pass on DirecTV Sports. Choose your game.
This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National Basketball Association. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the expressed written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Halftime here at the Orlando Arena with the Magic with an 8-point lead over the New York Knicks. Taking a look at the halftime statistics, the Knicks shooting 39%. That's 7 below their season's average. The Magic at 43%. The Knicks have not been able to go to the free throw line. The Magic with 11 more free throw attempts. And so, again, without Patrick Ewing, the New York Knicks are struggling in the areas that you talked about at the top of the game.
Yeah, and the big thing also is they're relying on Houston and Starks. They're only 3 for 15.
They cannot get any second shot opportunities, so you know they're struggling.
Now, as far as the points you brought up regarding the Magic before the game, let's see how that worked out.
Well, the front line is doing a good job. They're staying out of foul trouble. They're doing a nice job with the 18 points. The minutes are there. Then Cycli with the 5 points and 5 rebounds, but he's doing a good job passing out of the double teams, opening up other people. Then the key stat for them. We know that they are not a great shooting team, Orlando. There they are with 9 offensive rebounds. Now, that's a major key in this game so far. The thing I don't like about the Knicks, they're missing too many easy shots. The second unit for Orlando gave them a lot of excitement. They didn't score many points, but they changed the tempo of the game.
Well, the coach who's winning right now, Chuck Daly, talked to our Craig Sager just a few moments ago.
Well, Coach Hubie said at one point it looked like the Mark Price of old. Your front line is productive, but how is he running the floor tonight?
Mark Price is playing exceptionally well. He's reasonably healthy, and he's still very quick, and we're very happy with him, and hopefully we continue to play as hard because we're going to have to.
Despite the lead, are you afraid the Knicks are getting too many open shots?
Yeah, they're going to start making some shots. Their percentage is down a little bit, but that's the name of the game, and you know they play very hard and very quick, and they set great screens. They're going to get some open shots.
All right, thanks a lot. Let's go back to Dick and Hubie.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. And Mark Price and Derek Harper with an impressive first half, scoring 19 of their 44 points. And the Knicks, as far as missing shots, Knicks scored only 4 points in the last 4.5 minutes of that first half. And Larry Johnson, who you see there with 11, he was 5 of 6 in the first quarter, but then Hubie took only 1 shot in the entire 12-minute second.
Yeah, but throughout his career, this guy has a tendency to disappear, and he disappears for 4 and 5 minutes. Well, without Patrick Ewing, he cannot. He's got to be available at all times, and he's got to put up big numbers like he did in that first quarter. But he must sustain it over the length of this game.
Shot blocking, another area where the Knicks are suffering without Ewing, have only 1 shot blocked thus far. So Charlie Ward and Allen Houston start in the backcourt along with Charles Oakley, Buck Williams, and Larry Johnson up front for the Knicks. Johnson hits his first shot to start the third quarter.
Well, they catch on that play. They catch the Knicks switching out. Johnson just shoots right up over the top. But Jeff Van Gundy made a good point to us today, was how do we get to the foul line? And at halftime, we only had 2 shot attempts.
Bo Outlaw misses a layup with his left hand, and now the Knicks come back. Mark Price and Derek Harper defending from the backcourt. Here's Oakley open with the shot, and those are the kinds of shots that Jeff Van Gundy is counting on Oakley to make.
Now, Oakley is 0 for 4. Starks and Houston are 3 for 15.
Houston goes backdoor, so to speak, and gets the layup, and the Knicks trail by 4. And a 20-second timeout quickly called by the Magic.
The Knicks right now, their key 3 guys, Oakley, Houston, and Starks, you got them 4 for 20. But you know that the shots are there. Now just keep an eye on this play right here. Now we're going to hold the ball right. Stop it right there. Your basketball is here on the side. Now we call this, you see, you're going to have 2-man play here. You're going to either cut off of that screen here to here. You keep 2 offensive guys up here, so Orlando must stay here defensively. Now just watch how easily this is. This is a nice cut. You run the man off of the high screen, and then you must deliver the pass. Just a very nice pass, and anytime that a guy is struggling and he has size, you'd like to post them up, and you like to see Houston establish something down in the paint.
And an alert pass by Charlie Ward as well. Mark Price missing his first shot of the second half. The Knicks, who were down by as many as 10 and 8 at the half, now can cut it to 2. Larry Johnson working against Grant with a fall away.
Beautiful defense by Grant.
And look at Charles Oakley hustle, and he keeps it alive to Buck Williams. Great hustle by Charles Oakley in his 13th year from small school, relatively, Virginia Union. Began his career, as you know, with the Chicago Bulls and traded for Bill Cartwright. Ward with a scoop shot, and now the Magic coming down 44-40 in favor of Orlando. They snapped a 5-game losing streak Saturday, beating the Charlotte Hornets here at the arena. It is still Orlando's ball with 13 on the shot clock.
Now the Knicks are doing a good job trapping the screen and roll. Remember Mark Price now, one of the best ever at splitting the traps. Let's see if he goes to it sometime this night.
Larry Johnson got in his face, but the Magic wind up with it. Harper with a miss, and Oakley with a rebound. So the Knicks again can cut it to at least 2. A little more than 2 minutes have gone by here in the third quarter. Dick Stockton, Hubie Brown, and Craig Sager. And Oakley continues to struggle now, 0 for 5 from the field.
Well, you just cannot get better shots, and that's what we're trying to bring out here. You can have all of the great offensive philosophies, but it still comes down to players making shots.
Harper trying to loop it into Cycli, knocked away, and it's last touched by the Knicks with 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Anytime that the Knicks front Cycli, they're lobbing up over the top because Cycli is taller and has a long reach.
Bo Outlaw, who's with Cycli and Grant up front, and Harper and Price in the backcourt. Harper now with 5 on the clock. Here's Horace Grant. Outlaw stuffs it through. Bo Outlaw with his 7th point. And it is a 6-point lead again for Orlando.
Now, Jeff Van Gundy wanted goaltending, but that ball was definitely off the rim. A great catch and a beautiful guide right into the basket.
Good balanced scoring by the Orlando Magic and a push. Let's see, Outlaw may be called for the push, and he will be. That's 3 on Outlaw.
Now, you see, this ball is off the rim, and you can see a great snag by Outlaw and then bringing it down into the basket.
Talked about the balance. Outlaw has 7, Grant 8, Harper 9, Price 10, Cycli only 5, and he's their leading scorer with Penny Hardaway out.
But Cycli's not forcing anything, Dick, and that's what you like. Anytime you get double and triple team, find the free people.
Houston looking inside to Larry Johnson. He's got the taller Horace Grant. 6 on the shot clock. Johnson loses the ball. And Buck Williams saves it, and Buck goes down. Hope he's not hurt.
Yeah, that was an unintentional foul there by Bo Outlaw.
Technical foul, I think.
Yeah, Bo Outlaw must have said something to Blaine Reichel, the referee. Now you're going to see a nice deflection by Grant, and as it comes here, see Outlaw was pushed. He was pushed by Larry Johnson into. Now keep an eye on this. The ball is knocked out. Now as Outlaw is trying for the ball right here, he gets pushed on the hip by Larry Johnson right into Buck Williams.
So Bo Outlaw picking up his 4th personal foul plus a technical.
Well, that's why he was all upset about it, because he definitely got pushed from the rear.
But the Knicks and Allen Houston missed the tee, and so Knicks ball still trailing by 6. They don't get to the line much in this game, and they had a golden chance, but failed to capitalize.
When you're having nights like this as a coach, and you're coaching the Knicks, you're concerned, but you know you're getting stuff. So it's just a matter of your guys just hitting one little hot streak.
Ward working against Price, spins his way in the lane, wide open.
Oh, you got to shoot.
He had a chance, and he shot anyway, but he hesitated enough for Horace Grant to get to him. But Larry Johnson shooting 7 of 10 from the field in the game, 15 points. Quietly, you'd have to say, has done the job offensively.
I'm sorry, Dick, but Mark Price is hot right there. He thought he was fouled by Charlie Ward. Charlie Ward definitely got that deflection and knocked it out of bounds, but he came right in with his right shoulder into Price.
It is Orlando's ball. And Brian Evans will inbound. Evans into the game. Replacing Bo Outlaw, who went out with the 4 personal fouls. 4-point lead for the Orlando Magic. Trying to make it 2 in a row in the first meeting of the year against the Knicks. Evans from the corner. That's the best spot. His favorite spot to try a shot.
See, Evans just had Charlie Ward on him.
Oakley falls down. No foul. Laid up and in by Charlie Ward.
Well, you see, in the NBA, you can fall on the floor. It's not a travel. At junior high school, and college, that is a travel. And the fans are upset. That's what they thought it was. In the NBA, you can fall down on the floor.
Ward has 7. The Knicks trailing by only 2. They've come back here in the third quarter. Evans again missing from the corner. And Charlie Ward winds up with it, trying to split the defense. Houston
nice
to Oakley, and this time Charles Oakley hits and ties the game at 46. So the Knicks have come back from an 8-point halftime deficit and have tied it up with 7:07 remaining here in the third quarter.
What if it were me? What if things were different? If I weren't healthy? Or if I never got the opportunity? What if my mother didn't teach me to take time and give back? These are the things I ask myself. The things that help me keep it real. Team up.
With formidable strength and a distinctly individual style, this Sierra is the most powerful half-ton truck in GMC's history. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd and the power to pull it. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
GH4 taking the floor here to score. Triple double, no trouble, I got game galore. Watch the turnaround jumper, watch me come like thunder. Is it the shoes you wonder? Grab the bound, dish the pill. Grant Hill coming through, displaying ultimate skills. GH4 owning the paint, leaving you right where you stand. Moving too quick, you're too late. I'm going hard to the rack. Your game's whack. When I attack, stay back, way back. GH4 by Fila, change the game.
NBA on TNT is brought to you by Dutch Boy Paints. Give your home the lasting look of Dutch Boy. By Fila, featuring the new GH4s. Change the game. And by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
Back here at the Orlando Arena, you talked about the rule that's different in the NBA.
Yeah, you can see right here. Now, as he makes his move, he slips, he's fouled. Now, you can see that's a loose ball. The ball is free, and then he passes the ball. So he didn't even have possession. So that definitely was not a travel, not even close. But in the NBA, if you had possession, fell to the floor, as long as you did not gain an advantage, there's no travel.
Mark Price has picked up a technical foul right before we went to commercial, and Craig Sager, who is all over this floor, better than any of the players running it, told us that that is only the second technical of his career.
And he's suited up for quite a few games. He's in his 12th season.
You talk about Craig or Mark? Craig is wearing his New Year's Eve special burgundy jacket after working the CarQuest Bowl last night in a blue jacket. A quick change artist, Craig Sager. And Happy New Year to you, Craig. Allen Houston making good on the technical foul. Orlando struggling, and the Knicks leading by one, 47-46. Here's Evans with the fake and the shot. Only the second basket here in the third quarter by Orlando.
That was excellent ball movement. They came off that screen and roll. The Knicks trapped it hard, forced the ball rotation.
Oakley, and they're going to call him for the offensive foul.
Oh, boy. That's a tough call. Our angle was not a good angle because he pivoted away from us. But that is the third offensive foul field goal that the Knicks have scored in this game.
And more important, really, as Chris Mills comes in, that's 4 personals on Oakley.
Let's see what he does here as he makes his move. Now, as he makes it, oh, yeah, he catches him. He knocks him out of there with that forearm, but you could have called hands in the back on Evans.
And the foul before the shot.
Foul on number 20.
And it is on Allen Houston picking up his third foul. So in the foul department, Charles Oakley has 4. Dudley picked up 3 early fouls, and Allen Houston with 3.
They catch it Houston that time going over the back of Cycli, trying for an offensive rebound.
Eric Harper trying to get Houston to commit his 4th. Evans with the fake. Ward stays with Price nicely, and Harper hits a 3. Derek Harper with his second three-point basket, now with 12 to lead Orlando. They're up again by 4.
Dick, he really looks comfortable at that off-guard position.
Yes, he does.
He's catching the ball and shooting it, taking his time, not forcing anything. Looks real strong.
And has always been a good physical guard in his own right.
Absolutely. One of the better defensive point guards we've ever had in the NBA.
Mills misses after the Magic had doubled down low. So the Knicks again missing some open shots that they are expected to make in these situations. Trailing by 4, they're fronting Cycli, and Larry Johnson picks off the pass.
Be careful there now. This is a key possession for the Knicks.
5.5 remain here in the third. Allen Houston going around a screen, steps on the line, and turns it over to the Magic.
When Buck Williams scored all of his points back in the old days at New Jersey and Portland, he was a high percentage shooter, led this league in field goal percentage twice from the left side of the lane. If you're going to post him up on the left side, clear out, let him take his man, or hit him 10 feet off the lane and let him take you one-on-one. Now, Buck Williams averaged 16 points a game for a lot of years.
Yes, he did.
In New Jersey and Portland on playoff teams.
Charlie Ward breaks up a screen and roll. The Knicks are playing with good energy tonight. There's no question about it. They need shots to drop, and Jeff Van Gundy signals for a timeout. 22nd timeout by the Knicks.
Well, fortunately for us and our TV audience, we're having better play here in this third quarter. You know, they are making open shots at both ends of the floor. We're seeing good, hard trapping of the screen and rolls by both teams. Forcing not the first pass, but the second pass to open up a key shot.
And, you know, the Knicks are going to struggle. There's no question about it without Patrick Ewing the rest of the way. And it is going to be a struggle to make the playoffs with that very deep and strong Eastern Conference.
Always to be successful, Dick, you got to be able to rebound. The Knicks can do that. But you've got to get to the foul line. With this new group now, without Ewing getting his 9 foul shot attempts a game, that puts a lot of pressure on these other guys to get to the line. Tonight, only 3 for 4.
Yeah, that's below what you want. The lineup next week: Lakers Grizzlies Tuesday, Bulls Heat Wednesday on TBS, and a big doubleheader Friday, including the Bulls and the Knicks on TNT. Allen Houston strong to the hoop, and Ronnie Cycli was not going to let him get that layup.
He was listening. He was eavesdropping to our conversation. No reason why Allen Houston can't do this night in and night out. And that is take the ball off the dribble strong, because you're 6'6" and you have a beautiful step. The distance when he takes that last step, he usually will lose the defender when he elevates.
Allen Houston thought to be the missing pieces in the puzzle, along with Larry Johnson and Chris Childs last year. Didn't happen for the Knicks. And a lot of changes since then. And, of course, the Ewing injury cast a cloud over New York. And it's up to them to hang in there, and more opportunities for a lot of the other players with Ewing out. But they're going to miss his scoring, rebounding, and presence.
Oh, they get away with Harper. Harper just pushed Charlie Ward in the back to get that rebound.
Brian Evans complaining, thought he was fouled, and now the Knicks come up.
3-2.
John Starks relatively quiet tonight. Lofts one up and hits. John Starks, only his second field goal of the game, coming in averaging nearly 9. And we're tied at 51. And this game getting interesting in the final 4 minutes plus of the third quarter. Starks knocks it away, and it's, let's see if they overrule Blaine Reichel. He signaled it was Orlando ball.
Yeah, well, the referee on the baseline had that it was knocked out off. Now let's see what happens. There's a deflection here, right there. You see, now that was off of Stark.
Yeah.
Stark knocked it out of bounds. They corrected it.
It is Orlando ball.
Yes.
Cycli has foul with 7 on the shot clock. Derek Harper off the front rim. Knicks doing a good job on Cycli, who has taken only 3 shots tonight. Starks with the shot. So John Starks starting to get revved up now, has 6 points. And the Knicks lead 53-51 with under 4 minutes remaining in the third. But the Magic, who are getting nothing from Cycli offensively tonight, only down by 2. They led, and that's an offensive foul Buck Williams hitting the deck.
Well, that was good anticipation by Buck Williams. That's the first time in a long time that Ronnie turned to the baseline. Just watch this. See, and as he moves, Buck is right there. But we told you earlier, Buck, an outstanding defensive player, has been rewarded on many occasions every year, making the defense of either first or second team.
And tonight he has 10 rebounds and 2 shot blocks. Starting his second game at center, as the Knicks have had 3 different center starts since Patrick Ewing went out with injury. Larry Johnson, with a short baseline jumper, has 17 to lead New York. Houston with 11 is second in Knicks scoring.
They've run 2 nice little streaks here in this quarter, Dick.
The Knicks with the biggest lead of their game, 55-51. Their biggest lead since 3-0 in the opening seconds. Evans working in the corner. And an illegal defense called against the Knicks, and that is the first call. That is a warning.
That time the Knicks got caught below the foul line. Anytime a player is above the top of the circle, you must be above the foul line.
Darrell Armstrong, who's now at the point guard position. So Armstrong, Evans, and Wilkins from the bench, along with Brandon Cycli, who started the game and starts with the steal. And he maintains control. Nice. Johnson with a fake and a lay-in, and the Knicks now lead at 57-51 on a 10-0 run.
That was an incredible steal by Starks, and then outstanding athletic ability to save that entire play.
Knicks were down by as many as 10 in the second quarter, 8 after the first half, and now leading by 6. Evans with a jump shot. Brian Evans, who now claiming he was fouled as well, and a timeout will be called by the Knicks. Evans with 7 off the bench.
Yeah, see, that is there, Dick. Anytime they come off that screen and roll, the dribbler's being trapped. The baseline roll man is wide open.
Get the latest scores and highlights from CNN Sports Illustrated nightly at 11 Eastern on CNN.
With formidable strength, a distinctly individual style, and the strongest V8 in its class, this is the most powerful Sierra in GMC's history. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd, and the power to pull it. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
It's the ultimate New Year's Eve party on Direct Ticket, Wednesday, December 31st. 6 hours of ultimate action, 6 hours of the Ultimate Fighting Championship. See the best matches and the toughest fighters from UFC 1 through 15. Plus, 4 matches never before seen. Make this New Year's Eve the ultimate New Year's Eve. Don't miss the Ultimate Fighting Championship's ultimate New Year's Eve party on Direct Ticket.
The world's greatest concert attraction is back. The Rolling Stones' Bridges to Babylon World Tour. And there's only one company that can get 3 million people into the concert for free. It's DirecTV.
The Stones like you've never seen. The Stones like you've never heard them before.
See the Rolling Stones on DirecTV for free.
Rolling Stones all over your living room.
Our way of saying happy holidays to our family of customers from DirecTV.
All right, Harper has the basketball right here. You're going to see Evans fake and slip the screen. The Knicks stay and trap Harper. This is bad spacing because you allow the 3 defenders even to rotate. You got to deliver that pass quicker, and then Evans will open up and he'll be uncontested. This was a nice shot, but they allowed the Knicks to rotate.
The Knicks went from 39% shooting in the first half to 64% here in the second. Orlando also went down to 27%. And John Starks has certainly been the barometer of this team. Larry Johnson trying to maintain control and loses it to Darrell Armstrong.
3-on-2.
And Armstrong goes in, and a blocking foul called against the Knicks.
Foul number 20, Allen Houston.
And it's on Allen Houston, so 4 fouls on Allen Houston.
Second team foul.
Now that was just a bad fast break, and they lucked out on the call. Now, anytime that you come on a 3-on-2 and a guy's ahead of you, that ball should have been delivered to Donald Royal for a layup. Now, you can see right there, he was not above the dotted line in the paint. And that's the reason why he did not get that call.
Talking to Chuck Daly today, he says there are times that he begs his players to just make a shot, and this quarter is one of those occasions. The Magic 4 for 15. As you see, Brendan Surr, his assistant on the left from the field. Armstrong making good on the first free throw. Chris Dudley, who picked up early fouls, did not start the game but has 3, has come in the game for the Knicks. 2 free throws by Armstrong, and it's a 2-point Knick lead.
You never like to see a fast break, 3-on-2, 3-on-1, and the guy keep the basketball when someone else running hard had an uncontested layup.
Starks looks at the shot clock, sees there's enough, fires it up, and it goes for him. John Starks with 3 baskets in the last 3 minutes. And the Knicks are up by 4, so Starks has come alive here in the third quarter. He has 8 points in the game. Darrell Armstrong to Donald Royal, who has come into the game. We miss Royal checking in, former member of the Magic for 4 years, who has rejoined the team. Cycling has it blocked by Dudley, and now the Knicks with a 4-point lead and under a minute and a half remaining. Larry Johnson fouled by Donald Royal.
Good foul. Larry Johnson, a poor foul shooter. Do not give him the uncontested dunk. Now right here, this is a difficult shot. Just watch this. Watch how he spins out of there, and then the ball got hit. And when he threw it up, he was fortunate that it caught the front of the rim to bring it back. Now you can see Starks is very upset because he thought he was fouled.
Larry Johnson only a 67% free throw shooter coming into this game, making his first attempt at the line, and it's successful. Knicks trailing by 8 at the half. Johnson, who has had 10 points here in this third quarter after having a quiet second period, and the Knicks lead by 6. Cycling double team.
He's waiting too long.
That's been the Knicks' strategy all night. Out of bounds, and it's last touched by Wilkins. Another great hustle play by John Starks.
When Cycling catches the pass and they come with the double team, he's got to get rid of the ball. He's waiting too long.
Getting close to a minute. Screen and roll to Larry Johnson. And a loose ball foul called against the Orlando Magic.
A push in the lower back by Ross.
That's exactly what it was.
Just keep an eye here. See the defense turns Cycling. Anytime that you trap, you tell your guys track aggressively to make the guy with the ball turn his shoulder. The Knicks have been doing that all night tonight, turning Cycling away from the sight line. So when you make the catch, you see the double team coming, you pass the ball before the double teamer gets to you.
Well, we talked about how Larry Johnson has struggled from the line. Chris Dudley, 48% from the line this year. Compare him to Mark Price.
Well, 46 is Dudley's career. You know, one night I watched Dudley. I was doing a game, San Antonio at New Jersey. Dudley was playing with New Jersey. He came out earlier, struggling on the foul line like always. You know he's a good person. He's a Yale graduate in finance. He's bright. He's a hard worker. He came out and he made 15 out of 16 jump shots from the foul line. So I said to the trainer,
why don't you do that?
Why don't you do that? And he made it. Boom, 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 boom.
Long time ago, there was a player named Hal Greer who used to take jump shots from the free throw line. That was way before your time.
Same year.
Horace
Same
Grant.
year.
Is that right?
That's right. Hal Greer, Adam Marshall.
Charlie Ward with a lay-in goes the distance. And the Knicks lead 63-55. And a clock stops as Blaine Reichelt goes to the scorer's table. 31.3 remaining in the third.
Charlie Ward has a knack, Dick, of knowing when to blow by his man. Now, he has caught Armstrong twice now in each half, you know, relaxing. And he comes up the floor, and you think he's going to level off, and boom, he blows right by you.
Armstrong leaving it for Grant. Gerald Wilkins over Starks. And Dudley gets the rebound. Well, Dudley has been a disappointment as of late, but he has done well in the brief time he has played tonight for Jeff Van Gundy.
Well, this is the way he can play. But in fairness to him, according to the trainer,
he's been
Mike
right.
Saunders says he's got the bad back and he's got stomach cramps.
Here is the final moments of the third quarter, but Charlie Ward called for traveling on the spin move in the lane. So 2.2 seconds remain in the third quarter, and the Orlando Magic, 4 of 18 from the field here in the third quarter, have seen their double-digit lead dissolve. And the Knicks, to their credit, have played a big role in that with their defense, doubling Cycli and making it tough.
You got to be careful. You can get off a couple of dribbles. There's your screen.
And that'll do it as the Knicks outscore the Magic 27-11 in the third quarter. And the spark is Starks with 8 points, going after loose balls, causing turnovers. And after 3, the Knicks lead the Magic by a score of 63-55.
The Whopper has 39 grams of fat. To counteract the effects of a fat-filled lunch, choose the burger joint farthest from you and run there. Or go to Subway, where you can get a fresh sandwich under 6 grams of fat. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
With formidable strength and a distinctly individual style, this Sierra is the most powerful half-ton truck in GMC's history. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd and the power to pull it. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello?
Honey, I'm having the baby.
You can't have it now.
Can you come home?
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Once took weeks for news to reach its destination. Today, neither time nor distance can keep us from sharing our lives.
Breathe, honey. Hey, you get another contraction?
Suppose it can counting.
5, 6, 7.
Philips introduces ISIS, the cellular phone that can let you talk up to 6 long hours.
I love you, honey. Honey?
ISIS from Philips.
The Whopper has 39 grams of fat. To counteract the effects of a fat-filled lunch, choose the burger joint farthest from you and run there. Or go to Subway, where you can get a fresh sandwich under 6 grams of fat. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
New York leading by 8, and I am with the Executive Vice President of Orlando, Julius Erving. You changed the way this game was played with your high-flying style. As the original slam dunk champion, what are your thoughts on the contest being eliminated from All-Star Weekend?
Well, I'll tell you, Craig, there's a tear in my eye. I don't think it's gone forever. I think it's just on sabbatical. It was a great event. It had lost a little bit of its luster, mainly because the mascots were so great at slam dunking. They had a tendency to outshine the players.
Jimmy Brown was talking. We do not font the president of the Pope's name. Do you really have to have a name tag?
Only when I want to go in certain places in the building. That's mainly for you.
Thanks a lot. Let's go back to Dick and Yubi.
Thanks very much, Craig. Always great to see the Doc. Illegal defense, and that'll be a technical foul. That's the second against the New York Knicks. There is the scoring by quarter, and you can see the Knicks, who are outscored in the first 2 with a big edge, holding Orlando to only 11 in the third.
Now, at the end of 3 quarters, Orlando shooting 36%, New York 46. Orlando only 2 for 11 in threes. Offensive rebounding, 10 for New York, 12 for Orlando. But Orlando has 15 turnovers.
And the Knicks with an aggressive defense in the third. Chris Mills is in the game, and he is guarding Donald Royal. And Royal making a baseline move, and off the hands into the hands of John Starks. And Starks offensive foul, and a good call. Darrell Armstrong had definite position, and Starks knows it.
Now, if you're new to the NBA, you must take the charge in the lane above the dotted line. And you can see Armstrong was way ahead. Starks absolutely knew that it was an offensive foul. No question about it. He was hoping that the player would get out of his way.
Orlando Magic making some substitutions as we move into this early moment. Bo Outlaw, who has been out with 4 personal fouls, has come back in. So it'll be Darrell Armstrong and Gerald Wilkins at guard, Bo Outlaw, Brian Evans, and Horace Grant up front as Cycli going to the bench. He has scored only 5 points, but has been a factor tonight because the Knicks have doubled off of him. Here is Wilkins working against John Starks. Double with Dudley. 4 on the clock. Horace Grant. And the rebound by Charles Oakley. So Oakley with 4 fouls in there as well. Childs, Starks, Oakley, Chris Mills, and Chris Dudley.
Well, you can see now watching this game why the Knicks are so difficult to score against. That's why they lead the league in fewest points given up, and they're in the top 3 in field goal percentage against and 3-point shooting against.
Evans got a hand on that Mills pass, and the Magic come back down with it, trailing by 7 points. And Evans throws it away, unable to handle it is Armstrong, and quickly Dan Shays comes in.
Well, you can see right there the Knicks where they rank in points first against, and then field goal percentage against second, 3-point, and then rebounding. So you know that it's there. They've shown us that side of the game. Nobody's worrying about that because that's a consistent with the Knicks. The key is can they score enough points against the quality teams on the road?
And if they're going to make the playoffs and be a factor, they're going to have to get points from somewhere, with Patrick Ewing not in the picture anymore this season. Here is Starks, up and under, shot, basket, good, foul.
That was beautiful. See, Starks right now he's feeling it. He knows that he's hot. When he made that catch in the corner, he gave an extra. See, he gave a good ball fake, got Armstrong past him. Then the next ball fake, beautiful. Get the guy in the air, take the contact, and then have the presence to get off a high percentage shot.
When John Starks has it going, there's a few better. But when he doesn't have it going, he can really bring your team to a grinding halt with some poor shot selection and continual poor shooting.
Well, when we realize that this guy was not drafted, he played 1 year of high school basketball, he played at 4 different colleges, not drafted into the NBA, and when you think of how far he has come during his career, it's been outstanding. And he is one of the players that made the Pat Riley regime in New York a major plus. He played big for Pat Riley.
And he gave the Knicks the identity that they had.
Yes, he did. A fierce competitor and an excellent 3-point shooter with the pressure on.
Dudley, the pass by Oakley, not a good one, off of the foot of Chris Dudley. And so the Magic, nearly 2 minutes gone by. 9-point lead for the Knicks, their biggest of the game. At one time, the Magic led by 10. That was in the second quarter. They were up by 8 at the half. Brian Evans working against the smaller Chris Childs, and a great steal by Starks and a Shays foul. And Starks claiming 2 shots, but that won't be the case.
Oh, they're not giving it to him. I'm kind of surprised because he was definitely out in front. And you did not have another defense. At least I didn't see one. This is a terrific anticipation. And Starks is there. Danny Shays. Good foul by Shays because now he's relying on the ref that he's going to get the non-call here. Let him take it on the side.
Starks with 10 points, 5 assists, and 3 steals coming off the bench. And he was really the 9th player to come into the game for the Knicks tonight. 4th off the bench.
Oh, you waited too long.
Oakley out to Childs, swinging the ball around. Starks feels it, and he's got another 3, or actually his first. 13 points, and Chuck Daly is seeing John Starks sizzling. And a 12-point lead by the New York Knicks. Starks has hit his last 5 from the field. And all of a sudden, the Magic have gone cold. They have scored only 12 points in this entire second half. And Starks with another steal, feeding Chris Mills, who lays it in. And they need a timeout, I think.
And you're absolutely, I agree with you. And also, you got to give Starks the entire credit for all of what's happened here in the last 3 minutes. He has shot the gap. He's anticipated the pass on 3 occasions, and he's gotten the Knicks out into fast break basketball.
He has been the igniter, John Starks, with another steal.
Yes, indeed. Not only did he help on the dribbler, He intercepted the pass going out to his man, who had a potential three.
The frozen tundra is where he brewed immortality. Who else but the freezer? Bud Bowl, 4th and inches. Unleash the appliance of defiance. 32 fluid ounces of beechwood bravado. Out go the lights, as well as barrels of bottled up emotion. Is the freezer Bud Bowl's player of the decade? Vote wherever Bud and Bud Light are sold. For connoisseurs of destiny, it's a contest for the ages. Go farther. Go farther. Farther.
The completely reinvented 205 horsepower Isuzu Rodeo.
Too far.
1998 Isuzu Rodeo models start at $17,995.
Come along, join the biggest stars as they soar into the night.
We hit the stage to watch the NBA play. On the cross court I love this game.
I love this game.
I love this game.
Watch In the Beginning, Sunday night on TNT.
We're going to give you John Starks right here in your picture, and keep an eye on him as he stays behind the three. He'll make a move in, and then as soon as he sees penetration and a kick out, he'll move right back behind that three-point line. See, the line has taken a lot of young players out of becoming three-point shooters. They were okay as long as the line was in, but now that we move back to the old distance, you know, you go right back and you say you've got to have confidence, because right where he took that shot, Dick, that is the deepest point of the three-point arc.
And here are some of the other plays that John Starks has made tonight. He is feeling it now in the second half with an array of drives, feeds, shots, and steals. John Starks, as Hubie said, most accurately is the single spark of the team, and 5 steals to boost the Knicks defense as well.
Yeah, and that's what the Knicks needed tonight. They needed some easy field goals to get them going. Now, they've had 3 runs, Dick, in the second half that are old Knick basketball runs, all out of the defense.
And the Magic shooting only 20% from the field in the second half, although Brian Evans is fouled here.
Yeah, now he was behind the three-point line, and it's a three-point attempt. Three shot attempts.
And Charles Oakley now picked up a 5. So if you're going to say to Oakley, what would be the worst foul you could think of to pick up your 5th foul? It'd be fouling a guy beyond the arc.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he went at him that hard, mainly because Evans is looking good, a lot of movement, looking for a shot, but he's still struggling from the field. And when guys are doing that, you never want to run at them hard. Run right into their chest, force them to put the ball on the floor. Do not leave your feet, because you just do not want to foul a jump shooter, especially a three-point attempt jump shooter.
Oakley to the bench with 5, and Larry Johnson, who leads the Knicks with 21, comes in. Horace Grant for Dan Shays. 8:42 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Knicks leading by a score of 70-58. The Knicks have dropped 7 of their last 8 road games after winning 5 of their first 8 to start the year. Evans with the free throws, now with 10 points, and it's an 11-point big lead.
Yeah, I like this. You know, Chuck right now is saying, hey, we're 11 down, we have plenty of time, but let's put on the press.
Larry Johnson off his foot, and it is still going to be Knicks ball, I believe.
Yeah, it is. Blaine Reichel was blocked out that time, but Jimmy Clark in the rear saw it and had the call immediately. Chuck Daly is going thumbs up. He wants a jump ball.
And here is Starks.
And that's the reason why.
John Starks has now hit his last 6 shots from the field to give the Knicks a 72-59 lead. Starks 15, second to Larry Johnson's 21 in the game. So it's been a spectacular second half of basketball for the New York Knicks, struggling and playing the rest of the year without their main man, Patrick Ewing. Derek Harper with a three, and that is his third. Couldn't come at a better time for Chuck Daly's Magic.
Good statement, Dick, and that was deep. Oh, look at this. They catch him.
And Dudley is fouled, and they got to separate Dudley. Let's see if it was Harper. Might have been Derek Harper.
Yeah, that's
And he got his nose bloodied.
Yeah, he did. He got popped in the nose that time. That was a hard foul, a good wrap around. Now, just say he got a 3-on-1, good drop off. Harper is not going to let him. You can see he went right down below. Unintentionally, he caught him up high. You know, Dudley's upset because we know that he's got physical problems to begin with.
Yes, let's go to Craig Sager.
Well, Dick, during the third quarter, Chris Dudley went to the locker room and literally threw up. A touch of the flu or food poisoning. He told Jeff Van Gundy he feels a whole lot better. But apparently now after getting the nose, maybe he's hurting again. Dick?
All right, Craig, thank you very much. And Hubie have talked about some of the ailments that have bothered Dudley as of late. And they're going to have to mop up some of that you know, some of the debris, we'll call it, on the floor.
Now, you know, this guy has been in this. Oh, boy, I'll tell you, it's pouring out pretty good.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe we can.
You know, you're looking at Dudley here, 11 years in this league as a diabetic. And it's just incredible what this guy has accomplished, you know, in spite of his physical problems. Now, that was just a good, strong move. Unfortunately, as Derek came down, he caught him right across the nose. Now, you know, he might have a broken nose. Dudley has been on some very good teams. He was with Chuck Daly in New Jersey when they were in the playoffs. He also was out at Portland, played in the playoffs at Portland, came into the league with Cleveland and played at Cleveland for 3 years, then went to New Jersey for 4, and then he went with Portland for 4.
Dudley, of course, coming over in a trade in which the Knicks had to get the arbitrator to give the okay in the deal that sent John Wallace to the Toronto Raptors. And when you look at the fact that the Knicks have had people who we mentioned before, like Walter McCarty, Dante Jones, John Thomas, John Wallace, Doug Christie, who beat him the other night with the Raptors, the Knicks have decided to go a certain way. And Dudley with a technical foul, and they've called Derek Harper with a flagrant foul.
I think that was excessive.
Yes.
I really do, because I do not feel that Harper tried to hurt Chris Dudley. That's my opinion. I just thought that he just caught the nose as he was coming down to get his arm so that he could not put the ball up on that foul on the layup attempt.
Yeah, he was slapping at something, and he happened to hit the nose, and it was a hard slap.
That's right. Now just keep an eye on this. Now just watch as Harper comes down. He catches him right there as he came down to get the arms.
Herb Williams has taken off his warm-up jacket. He has appeared in only 2 games for the Knicks this year. Herb Williams, the 17-year pro from Ohio State. Brian Evans will be shooting the technical foul, and he connects. Flagrant foul at the other end. If you've just joined us, the Magic and the Knicks battling it out. The Magic in second place in the Atlantic. The Knicks tied with the Nets for third in the division behind the Miami Heat. And after trailing by as many as 10 in the first half, the Knicks lead by 9.
Now, Chuck Daly's upset about the entire call, but you have an opportunity to pick the shooter at the other end, and he picks Herb Williams, who has not been in many games during the course of the season, only 2.
And this was his first free throw attempt of the year.
Yeah, and as we all know, Herb has been around this league a long time, 16 seasons, and was a great scorer for Indiana, where he averaged 17 a game for years and years. But it's difficult for a man to be sitting there all this time, and you bring him in, he's got to make 2 foul shots, and a great call by Chuck Daly to make the choice.
So when they say foul the right guy, he picked the right guy, and he missed them both. Lead is 9 for the Knicks.
Plenty of time.
In fact, Herb Williams attempted only 4 free throws all of last year, so he hasn't had a lot of practice. And a foul against the Knicks, and a technical foul as well. Chris Mills arguing with Jimmy Clark, and they'll call it on Mills.
Now, you see, that's difficult. The reason, you know, that's difficult is you have the ball at your offensive end of the floor, and then you get caught. You get caught on a play on the baseline screening, and then you get nailed with a technical on top of it. So you not only lose your possession, you lose the opportunity possibly for a minus point, but they get a break because Evans misses the foul.
So that's been the name of the game. A lot of technicals and a lot of missed free throws as a result of the tees. So the Magic with the ball. Outlaw with Armstrong, Evans, Grant, and Harper. Chris Childs is guarding Armstrong at the point with 7.5 to play. Screen and roll. Grant goes in and lays it in. Horace Grant in double figures with 10 points. And a timeout called by New York.
Now, we said that play is there, mainly because it's a long rotation for the Knick defender. You're going to see the screen and roll. Buck Williams had to come. Now, excellent ball fake by Grant, and now he beats the Knicks man, rotating with a strong move.
And the Magic have scored 6 in a row.
What are you guys doing? Hey, you know, the only time you guys yell box out is when you're out of donuts. You guys remind me of my shoe closet. 1 penny and a bunch of loafers.
Want to start the year off with a bang? We've got just what you need.
You get licking.
Coming next month on Direct Ticket.
It's gonna be a 10. 10 plus.
Explosive action.
What happened? We caught the plane, man!
Con Air, non-stop thrills.
Try terrorism for hire. We'll blow some stuff up. It's more fun.
Ow! Papa's got a brand new bag.
Face Off, and enough wild comedy. With George of the Jungle.
What are you doing?
Injecting spontaneity.
That's badgering! Quiet!
Trial and Error.
I can see you guys are professional fishermen.
And Gone Fishing to keep you laughing all month long. Plus the biggest stars. Travolta, Cage, Daniels, Glover, Pesci, Richards.
I'm big.
In the hottest films of the year.
Borderline living.
Coming next month on DirecTV.
Thursday night at 8 p.m., Chuck Norris stars in Forest Warrior. Then Sunday night, catch Bruce Boxleitner in the world premiere of Babylon 5 in the beginning. All the best movies are on TNT.
We'd like to show you the last play. Now, right here, you're going to see the screen and roll. Now, as the player comes off, you'll see the roll man go. The pass will be made here. Now, this is a long rotation for Buck Williams to come, and then on the pump fake, watch Starks on the second rotation. All right, now here it comes. As we come off the screen, the pass is made by Armstrong to Grant. Now watch the head fake. Get Buck Williams up. Now, nothing but a strong move over Starks.
A hotly contested game between two teams sorely in need of a win.
It's the first time we've seen a 2-2-1 at its maximum extension.
72-65, the Knicks lead. Plenty of time remaining. 7 on the shot clock. Starks finds Buck Williams inside, and Outlaw with the block. And Darrell Armstrong back deep, so Outlaw with the block. Wide open is Armstrong for 3. And Outlaw tries to save it, but he can't, and the Knicks get the ball back. Let's get a quick update from Craig Sager.
Well, Dick, once Herb Williams shot the free throws for Chris Dudley, he could not come back in the game, but he just left the locker room. It's been determined he does have a broken nose. He will fly back to New York tonight, spend New Year's Eve being treated.
All right, Craig, thank you very much.
All right, now Orlando's giving good half-court traps, getting the Knicks out of their set offense and forcing them to play scramble basketball.
And that's what you want to do with the Knicks, because they won't beat you off the dribble. They're not that kind of team. Here is the screen and roll. Good ball movement, and Evans going in and the layup.
Very nice.
That was great ball movement by the Orlando Magic, who trailed by 5.
Right now, the Knicks are out of sync. They're using Bo Outlaw.
Steal by Evans.
They're using Bo Outlaw to shadow and trap the man. And that was a great steal by Evans.
Brian Evans with 13 points and 7 rebounds tonight and doing the job at both ends of the floor. Trying to bring the Magic back. They're down by 5 with under 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, stay with it until they solve it.
Grant. And Outlaw hits the floor. And let's see if they call a foul on New York. And that will be a foul against the Knicks, and it'll be on Buck Williams.
Foul number 52, Buck Williams.
Now this is a nice catch on that ball reversal. A great move, and then take it strong to the basket. Good finish.
And the steal at the other end by Brian Evans, who is now in double figures 3 straight games for the Orlando Magic. So they've got a source for points off the bench they didn't have earlier. Armstrong. And it's deflected, I believe, out of bounds.
Well, right now, that should be a 2-shot foul.
And it is a foul. It's on Childs.
Right.
You're right.
He was going strong to the basket, and Childs got caught that time. He never thought that he was going to complete the dribble to the basket.
So Darrell Armstrong going to the free throw line. He is a 84% free throw shooter and 4 for 4 in this game.
We talked about the hounds at the top of the show. Harper talked about the hounds. And you can see these guys have come in here, Evans and Armstrong, and have really given this team a shot in the arm.
Orlando on a 10-0 run, trailing by 3, 72-69 again, making the Knicks scramble.
Yeah, the pressing is doing a good job. Yeah, you got it. Oh, bad pass.
Johnson threw it behind. Yeah. Chris Childs starts. Johnson fall away, and that's exactly what the Magic wanted the Knicks to do.
Absolutely. See, if you're going to beat the trap, take it all away and go for the score. We just had a bad pass, and unfortunately, that cost the Knicks a layup.
And you can get the Knicks to play that impatient style, and that's what the Magic are doing. Here's Outlaw posting up against Johnson, who does a good defensive job in getting a piece of that ball. Here's Chris Childs. Passing out to Allen Houston. A 3, and he's got it. Houston with a big 3-point basket. He's got 14 now, and the Knicks, again, with a little breathing room, lead 75-69.
The Knicks needed that shot, and Allen Houston needed that shot. Big time tonight.
And 4.5 minutes remain in the fourth quarter, and a Knick foul. Chris Childs.
Costly foul, Dick.
Knicks are over the limit, and it'll be a shooting situation. The Magic still have 1 foul to give.
Yeah, that was tough. Mainly because they had him trapped, and there was no need to foul.
Foul trouble, Childs and Oakley now each with 5 as Childs picks up his 5th. Armstrong perfect from the line tonight, 6 for 6. And he'll try to bring the Magic to within 4. First half was all Orlando, second half all Knicks to this point. But Orlando making a final run here.
Now here's the trap again. It's a 2-2-1. Make them scramble. The big thing of the Knicks is that once they get it up and they match up, you've got to get into your offense quick.
Orlando, Armstrong could only make 1 out of 2 with 5 on the shot clock for New York.
Get down. Oh.
Allen Houston with a fall-away blocked by Outlaw, out of bounds, and a 24-second clock expired, so the Knicks turn it over that way.
That was a great recovery by the defense of Orlando. Bo Outlaw came from nowhere to get that shot blocked. That is his 3rd of the game.
And he leads the Magic in that department as well as steals. Tell you, this is a furious battle going on between these two teams. The Knicks have struggled big time on the road, playing without Ewing. The Magic trying to win at home without Penny Hardaway and some others. Here's the screen and roll to Grant, out to Harper. But Stark stays with him, plenty of time on the shot clock. And 3 seconds, Outlaw fouled, and Bo Outlaw fouled by Larry Johnson. And it is on Larry Johnson. That is his third personal foul.
Now, the end of this play, you're going to see Bo Outlaw right there taking the shot. And you know, when you know players in the league, the chance of that going in or to your advantage.
Infinitesimal.
Absolutely. So why go for the shot block?
Bo Outlaw 1 for 3 from the line and shooting 64% on the year. Those are the numbers. We'll have one more try.
Well, definitely the defensive pressure. The fact that Orlando's been able to get to the foul line to set up the 2-2-1 trap in the last 4 minutes has been pivotal in them coming back strong.
Outlaw 1 out of 2, and it's a 4-point Knick lead. 3:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Buck Williams up front with Johnson, Childs, Houston, and Starks. The Knicks going with 3 guards against the Orlando Magic.
He's got to take him.
Johnson over Grant. Larry Johnson from downtown, his second, and 24 points from Larry Johnson as he's done it as a low post player, and you saw him with his second from 3-point range. Armstrong, Harper for 3, and this misses, and the rebound taken down by Johnson, and he's immediately fouled. That is the 4th team foul against Orlando, and for Outlaw number 5.
Now this is a kickback by Houston. Now we told you earlier, Larry Johnson, when he played at Charlotte, would attempt 3 of these a game, so it isn't uncomfortable for him. It's not within his repertoire with the Knicks, mainly because he's not in that situation that often. But tonight, 2 occasions, 2 scores.
7-point Knick lead, 78-71. And Starks can't save it as the Knicks get a little rattled again against the Orlando scrambling defense.
Well, that's the second time Larry Johnson has passed the ball with one hand, and he's thrown a bullet on both occasions, either in front or behind Starks. That's the passer's fault.
Magic call a timeout.
The completely reinvented 205 horsepower Isuzu Rodeo. The 1998 Isuzu Rodeo models start at $17,995.
Tonight's topic, Free Friday. Yeah. Sir, you played a critical role in the creation of the new Burger King fries that are being given away this Friday?
That's right, Bill. Free Friday.
Amazing. Now this.
The crispy new Burger King fries beat McDonald's fries in a nationwide taste test. Stop in Friday, January 2nd for a free small order.
Welcome back. Why give them away?
It's giving something back. I started from the ground up.
Literally.
So, he really plays in them?
Yeah, Mark Brunell in the Nike Air Marauder.
Almost took him all the way last year.
A scrambler like him needs some real traction to make the plays he does.
Kerry Collins has the same shoes too, right?
You bet. He took him right past San Fran and through Cowboy Country. Incoming.
Nobody gets you closer to the game than Foot Locker, where it all begins.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Big doings at Target Center tonight. Minnesota has never beaten Chicago. They're 0-16 against them all time, but they could be on the verge of something great. Kevin Garnett with the foul line jumper puts them up 94-88, and now with only 7 ticks left and they're in a timeout, Minnesota clinging to a 4-point lead over the Bulls. We'll keep you up to speed on that. Back to the O Arena, Dick and Hubie, guys.
All right, thank you very much, EJ. Chicago, with all their problems, leading the Central Division. And next week, on Wednesday on TBS, we have the Bulls and the Heat in Miami. And, of course, we'll see them Friday against these New York Knicks, who are hustling very well tonight.
Well, we definitely have 12 teams that can possibly make the playoffs. If Detroit makes one more move to give themselves a better offensive punch, and then when Terrell Brandon comes back to Milwaukee, you know, it's totally up for grabs. But right here, Dick, Orlando has been struggling. They know when they run that screen and roll at left side of the floor, they're getting good shots. Everything else that they've been running has not been able to deliver the good shot opportunity.
Here's Grant, good position down low against Buck Williams. The double team, and Evans throws up an air ball.
Yeah, that's tough. Left that one short.
Each team in the penalty at this point. 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. The Knicks lead 78-71. And here is Allen Houston out to Starks. The Knicks going with 3 guards in an up-tempo offense. And Larry Johnson, who has 24, misses from the perimeter.
Allen Houston missed Larry Johnson in the corner by himself. He was trapped. You have to know where the trap comes from. See, this play here has been wide open. Any ball reversal, they've been getting a good shot.
Great ball movement, but Armstrong can't nail it. And with 2 minutes to go, the Knicks have the ball back. Orlando playing without Ronnie Cycli, who has been ineffective tonight with 5 points. They've got good balance, and the Knicks with Starks and his second half blaze of 15 points, bringing the Knicks back. Larry Johnson with a spin move is fouled.
That's the first time tonight that he's pulled that move. He came into the lane high and gave a beautiful drop step spin move and caught Grant. Now, Horace Grant has been able to play Larry Johnson well with his back to the basket and not give up any. Now, just keep an eye on this. Now, see, he's played him fairly well, but then right there you get the reach in from the double team man.
And Larry Johnson, who has not shot well from the free throw line, is 3 for 3 tonight. Mark Price, he has spent a lot of time on the bench. In fact, the last time we saw him, he picked up a technical foul. Price with 10 points, all in the first half, has come back in. So Price and Armstrong in there along with Grant, Outlaw, and Brian Evans. And it says a lot that Brian Evans is in the lineup down the stretch.
Yeah, and right now, if you're in New York, you just post up Mark Price or Armstrong.
Evans hits a 2-point, no, a 3. They signal a 3 for Evans, and it's a 6-point Knick lead.
Oh, 3
Johnson goes right by Price, and Buck Williams is fouled underneath as both Grant and Outlaw converged on Buck.
Right now, you look at Orlando. Buck Williams, a poor foul shooter throughout his entire career. The only thing that Buck Williams has done on a consistent basis poorly for a team, and that is his foul shooting. Orlando, you look at what they're getting now. By putting Price in there, you've got another 3-point shooter. But it's an advantage for the Knicks because one of the two has got to play Jeff Houston or Starks. Just take them right down inside and let them post them up.
And the Knicks have the 3 guards who can post up, as Buck Williams is a 74% free throw shooter this year, above what he has done, but he misses the first. And 1 out of 2, and the Knicks lead 81-74. The Knicks have 3 full timeouts remaining. Orlando has 2. Darrell Armstrong. So a lot of the pounds are in there. Underneath to Outlaw. And we'll have a Knicks foul with 1:14 showing on the clock.
It's about time they found that guy underneath the basket. Anytime that they've been running that screen and roll out there, and now just keep an eye on this as they run this screen right now. Hold it right there. You're going to see they have 2 guys on the ball. Here's their rotation. When you step up, you're wide open. So when that pass comes here to here, you got an easy shot. Now just watch it. See, that's there. Now step underneath. You're wide open. So you know there are a couple of plays here that you can run that will get you high percentage shots.
Bo Outlaw missed the first free throw. And Mark Price goes out and Derek Harper, so they didn't keep Price in there for long, Hubie.
No, to me, it was just a major disadvantage at the other end of the floor.
Outlaw connects on 1, and it's a Knicks 6-point lead.
Plus, they like to play offense-defense with Harper and Armstrong. They like Armstrong to be on the floor defensively.
Knicks trying to win against a winning team on the road. They haven't beaten many on the road all year. And a rejection by Outlaw, but a foul inside as Allen Houston got underneath, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 with 58.9 remaining in the fourth.
There's no way that Brian Evans can play Jeff Houston off the dribble. I mean, Allen Houston off the dribble. And any time that Houston gets a clear out, he's got to take him to the rim.
The Knicks have many free throw shooters over 80%, including this guy, Allen Houston, at 84%. He is now 6 of 7 from the line. Ronnie Cycli has come in for Outlaw, and Mark Price comes back in what you just pointed out, the offense-defense situation substitution. But if the Knicks make their free throws, they'll be all right. And as you mentioned, they've got a lot of good ones on this team.
Well, 5 players shoot over 80% for the Knicks, and that is rare. I cannot remember a team in the NBA that has had guys who play quality minutes doing that.
Foul inside. The Knicks lead by 8 with 51.9. Cycli, who's had a quiet night offensively tonight, and the foul will be on Allen Houston. That is his 5th personal foul. Cycli has been successful on only 1 of 4 from the field. So a quiet night for Ronnie Cycli. And Harper comes back in for the Magic, replacing Price again.
Well, right now Chuck is going with his offensive guys up front, Grant, Evans, and Cycli, guys who have a nose for offensive basketball.
2 free throws for Cycli, and a 6-point Knick lead again. Under a minute remaining. Knicks trying to hang on in what has been a very impressive second half comeback by the New York Knicks, who have dropped 7 of their last 8 away from Madison Square Garden. 8 on the shot clock. Double on Houston. And here's Childs with the fake. And Childs misses Evans the rebound with under a half a minute to go. And a timeout called by Orlando.
No, we have 25 seconds, Dick. And, you know, you get a couple of threes here right now. You make a 3 and get a steal, you're right back in this game. So this is not, you know, out of the woods for the Knicks.
Lakers Grizzlies next Tuesday night at 8. The NBA's on TNT.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. From our family to yours, we wish you a very safe and happy holiday season.
The completely reinvented 205 horsepower Isuzu Rodeo. 1998 Isuzu Rodeo models start at $17,995.
Have a lovely life, gentlemen. An escaped criminal with the perfect cover.
From now on, we're firefighters.
A smoke jumper caught in the line of fire.
You were headed into a backfire. There was a prison break.
Kill him. Now, behind a wall of sheer flame rages a battle of pure will. Howie Long.
You're still alive!
Firestorm. 9th only in theaters.
Well, the Lakers have rolled on despite the absence of their man in the middle. And next Tuesday, Kobe Bryant and company headed to Vancouver to face Big Country and the Grizzlies. TNT takes you north of the border to begin the new year. Well, here's a story. The Magic with only 1 timeout remaining. The Knicks have 3. And with 26.4 seconds remaining, 22 on the shot clock, it is a 6-point lead. So that's 2 possessions.
Big thing right now is you do not want a penetration kick out.
Cycli lays it in quickly, and it's a 6-point lead. And if you can't steal the ball, the Magic will foul. Run down, and Price fouls John Starks with 15-7.
We're going to second guess that strategy. You have to understand that what they tried to do, Orlando, was to score within 2 to 3 seconds. They did that. Then get on them, and then the quick foul. Unfortunately, you know, they lost a few seconds, but it was a good, smart move, but they were not close to a steal.
John Starks, an 83% shooter on the line during the game, 0 for 1 tonight. And there are those great free throw shooters, and you're right, I don't remember a team either in the NBA that had so many 80 and above.
Absolutely, and they, like, you know, guys are part-time players. We're talking about key personnel here. Starks has just been magnificent tonight. The energized guy who really turned this game around for the Knicks.
1 out of 2. Starks with 16 and a timeout, and the last timeout called by the Orlando Magic. So if they can't get the ball inbounds, they're in trouble.
They're in trouble, but what they've done now is, once again, they reduced the game to 2 quick.
Oh, hello. I would like to exchange this.
Okay, reason, sir?
Well, it's just too plain.
This happens a lot.
Oh, a Nestle Crunch. Oh, now that's more like... You know...
Yeah, next?
Okay.
Nestle Crunch. It's just crunch.
Oh, no. Where did I put that Nestle Crunch? Oops. Oh, look. It's all in pieces. These are good. They ought to put a cute name.
Nestle Bunch of Crunch. They're just more fun to munch.
So, he really him?
Yeah, Mark Brunell, Marauder.
Almost took him all the way last year.
A scrambler like him needs some real traction to make the plays he does.
Kerry Collins has the same shoes too, right?
You bet. He took him right past San Cowboy country. Incoming.
Nobody gets you closer to the game than Foot Locker, where it all begins.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for a crisp, clean, classic taste. Budweiser, the king of beers. By Isuzu, builders of the completely reinvented 1998 Isuzu Rodeo. Isuzu, go farther. By Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. And by AT&T, it's all within your...
The Orlando Mounts with 15.3. What's the strategy here, Hubie?
Well, you know that they're going to go for it. They need 2 and a 3. So you're going to try to get the quick 2 within 3 to 4 seconds. If they give you a wide open 3, well, then naturally you take it. But if you take the 3 and miss it and foul, now if they make 2, the game is over. That's why you like to get the 2 first, quick, try to steal the inbound pass. If not, foul. But the disappointing thing here is you have no timeouts left to move the ball a half court. But you've got to score quick right now.
Mark Price, Darrell Armstrong, Brian Evans, Horace Grant, and Ronnie Cycli. Orlando Magic, the Knicks defending with Chris Childs, John Starks, Allen Houston, Buck Williams, and Larry Johnson.
Big thing for the Knicks right now is allow the player to shoot over the top of you. Do not foul people here.
Point lead, 84-79 in favor of the New York Knicks. Cycli goes out and he fires up a 2, so that offensive sequence, and the Knicks are going to come on down and no one's challenging them. They will win the game and beat the Orlando Magic tonight. Larry Johnson with 26, 1 point, the season's high. Allen Houston at 16 and 6 assists. And John Starks with 16 points. He was the hero in the second half comeback, and right now he's with John Starks.
Obviously, you turn an 8-point deficit into an 8-point lead in that third quarter. What happened to change the game?
Well, we picked it up defensively. We got a lot of hands on a lot of ball. We pushed the ball. We was aggressive the whole way in that third quarter. I think that's the way we have to play in order to pull.
Hubie Brown said John Starks is feeling it, not only with anticipating the passes. What does it feel like, and how do you know when you're in that groove?
Well, it feels good. You know, when you're down, you're playing defense, and you're very committed to go out there and get up. And I thought we did a good job of getting up in that third quarter. Not only me, but everybody. You know, we did a good job of going up and down the court and attacking the basket.
We all feel the ending injury to Patrick Ewing. You've been with him 8 years. With Patrick out of the... Are you guys really in a battle for a playoff spot? Do you think you may not make the playoffs?
We're not worried about not making. We just have to work. I know we're going to be there when it's all said and done. Hopefully we can get Patrick back, for the playoffs. But right now we have to go at it like he's not going to be there with us. So, we have to keep fighting.
You think he may be back for the playoffs?
Knowing Patrick, he'll be back.
Well, that's news. Let's go back now to Dick and Hubie.
He could be the Jerry Rice of the NBA. And with his efforts tonight, John Starks is our Bud. Happy New Year, partner. Good
to same to you, Dick.
You have a great one. And to Marty Aronoff, our status. Dale in the truck. Brian Evans with a career high of 16 points and 8 rebounds. And tonight, the final score, the New York Knicks defeat the Orlando Magic 84-79. That's the story from Orlando. Right now, let's send it to our Atlanta studios and Ernie Johnson.